Sports Radio 560 WQAM Miami-Fort Lauderdale presents The Neil Rogers Show. To talk to Neil, call 567-0560, toll-free for Dade and Broward, or pound 560 on your cell phone. The opinions of Neil, his guests, callers, or anyone else on the show do not necessarily reflect those of WQAM, Beasley Reed Acquisitions, or the Beasley Broadcast Group. Now, Neil Rogers on Sports Radio 560 QAM.
I must be crazy. I must be nuts. I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
Listen to me. This is Stan Feinstein for Sofa King, you understand? Where everything is held to the high Sofa King standards. The selection isn't just huge, it's Sofa King huge. Believe me, you'll never shop anywhere else. And Sofa King's prices aren't just low, they're Sofa King low. You'll never find them anywhere else. Listen to me. When I say Sofa King has a beautiful store, I mean Sofa King beautiful. When I say the staff is helpful, I mean Sofa King helpful. Listen to me. Get to know the Sofa King and enjoy a selection that's Sofa King huge, a staff that's Sofa King courteous, and prices that are Sofa King low. You'll never shop anywhere else. But don't take it from me. Take it from satisfied customer Frank N. Stein.
Sofa King good.
You said it, Frankie. Sofa King good.
Okay, 10:01 at 560 WQAM, and I'm laughing. I'm back, and I'm laughing. Like that, huh? You know what?
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
Yeah. That's John Henry, by the way, just in case you didn't recognize the voice, because who the hell would? That was the amazing John Henry. Nice going, John. Nice going, baby. Oh! One of the many outrageous and unacceptable things that happened. I'm away for a few days, and I come back, and it's, God, all of these things, you know? They have a night for Matt Manti, one of the only popular players on a team that nobody knows and nobody cares about. They have a night for him at the ballpark. They're going to give away 20,000 pins with his picture on it to the first 20,000 people who come in, which, of course, is wishful thinking because they only had a little under 18,000 come in, but nevertheless. And what do they do on the day that they're going to have this event that night? They trade them! Oh! Right!
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
Yeah! Not that anybody cares about this stuff, but it's just so typical of all the crap that goes on in this town. Nice to know that nothing has changed in just a few days. Not that it would. By the way, Mayor Penis belongs in jail now. Oh! I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to be the one voice in this town that's going to tell it like it is about this phony baloney. Oh, yeah, this young guy comes along. He's not part of the establishment. Right. Yeah. Owned lock, stock, and barrel by the so-called downtown power structure. He should be in jail. How many fraudulent elections do we have to have? How many lies? How many subversions of the public will do we have to have before this man is either impeached, thrown out of office, or his ass should be in jail? Oh! Yeah, now, Mayor Penis. Come back yesterday, get off at the airport. Everything goes just fine. Zoom through customs. The guy at passport control, a big fan of mine. Everything's great. Pay to get out of the parking, no problem at all. Get out there on a highway and and instead of taking the Palmetto, which God forbid, I decided to go up 95. So going eastward on whatever that is, the Dolphin on 112 that is. And all of a sudden I see all this traffic backed up in front of me. What the hell is going on here? Who are these people and why are they backed up a mile in front of the toll booths? I got my quarter handy, ready to pay my toll. And all of a sudden I realized that there's a big sign there. It says 50 cents. And I thought, 50 cents? And I reach in, get another quarter out. No problem. I can handle the 50 cents. But it dawns on me that I didn't hear anything about this. And it also dawns on me that the reason that this traffic is all backed up and these people who under ideal circumstances in this town can't drive their finger up their rectum, right? They're all confused like, oh, we don't know nothing about this. And now they're reaching, they're feeling the change. They're looking for it. They're counting it. They're squeezing it. And the first thing I said to John, you know something, this is part of a scam. There's no question in my mind what this is all about, to piss off, to spring this at the last minute on the people who are here now, which most of the people are out of town, thank God for them. But the people who are here now are the ones who are going to vote on this bogus election July 29th, and to piss them off enough so that they'll pass that penny sales tax. Because there is no other way in the world that they would do this. So the timing of these things has been coordinated to piss off the public. So I'm watching my news this morning, and they actually come right out and said it. I forget if it was on 7 or 10. I was channel surfing because they all suck. And one of the news reporter type 10-year-olds they had out there, she's saying, Well, you know, Mayor Alex Penis of Dade County, he's hoping that the motorists will be agitated enough that this will make them vote for that penny sales tax, which, of course, then these tolls will go away instead of going up eventually to 75 cents. And I'm thinking to myself, only here I had this, all I had to do was see what was going on there in the road. It took me about 30 seconds to figure out what this was. And then they're saying, oh yeah, but for the last 2 weeks they've been disseminating all these pamphlets and brochures about warning public about this. Did we hear anything about it before I went on vacation?
No.
No. Have I seen any of those pamphlets?
No.
Or brochures?
No.
No. You know what this reminds me of? It's like when the FBI was telling us a couple of years ago about how they distributed those thousands and thousands of leaflets with Andrew Cunanan's picture, warning everybody in the gay bars and so on. He was seen in South Florida. Nobody ever saw any of those, did they?
No.
No. Same thing. And the public, I'm going to tell you, if you people roll over for this one, then you deserve no matter what they do to you. And what a shock, by the way, that the Herald, oh yeah, the Herald thinks this is a great idea. Mayor Penis has got something in there for everybody. Right in their editorial this morning. It's just astonishing how people can be so passive to sit back and let them stick it to you over and over again. And the same Herald, by the way, which helped to put the MetroRail over 20-some years ago, whatever the hell it was, and then turned around a year or two later and called it a $1 billion boondoggle and laughed at you in the face. Now they want to do it again. That's right. What's wrong with that penny sales tax? So we can have more MetroRail and more buses and more bullcrap. It's just amazing how you can go away, forget about 10 days, you can go away for 10 years and come back here and nothing changes. Absolutely, positively, nothing changes. The same banana boat assholes keep running this town. Everything's the same. And by the way, I wasn't aware of this. Where the hell is it? I've only got 50,000 different things here that I want to do today. About the election, about the opponents of the election have gone to court. Oh, here it is. It says voters are expected to go to the polls July 29th to cast ballots on Mayor Penis's plan to repeal the tolls on the 4 roadways in exchange for an increase in the local sales tax from 6.5% to 7.5%. Foes of the plan have sued the county's elections department, asking a judge to stop the election on the grounds that the ballot language is ambiguous, false, and misleading. Oh, they're not doing that again, are they?
Yes.
Like he did with the goddamn Mickey Arison thing? To get that thing through there after he got elected, lying to the public in this county, saying that they were not going to get into bed with Mickey Arison and they wouldn't put up any public monies to build him that goddamn American Airlines arena. Oh yeah, but Mickey's going to put up the money. But in the meantime, the people of Dade County, the taxpayers, are the ones that are going to have to pay to subsidize it for as long as it's going to be there. And the first thing he does is a 180-degree turnaround on that, lie to the public, and they put that on the ballot again. If you're for it, you vote no. If you're against it, you vote yes. And so here we are, a very, very deviously timed election coming up on July 29th, just 2 weeks from this Thursday. Just coincidentally, just a couple of weeks after they piss off all the motorists who are here with these increases on the tolls and jam the traffic all up, and right on the news they're saying, oh, the mayor hopes that you're all pissed off. Isn't that great? So you'll vote for his penny sales tax. Who ever heard of such a thing? We're talking about crazy people in this town who go along with this garbage. And I don't have the wording, but I'm sure that somebody in this audience probably does have the wording on how this is going to be on the ballot. What? Oh, there's somebody on here? Hello?
Hello there.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Okay.
I'm the gentleman who filed the suit.
Right.
On the ballot language.
Would you do me a favor and hang on a minute?
Sure.
Okay, I don't want to, because I got to do the break, and then I want to talk to him at length. Because like I said before, if I'm the only one in this town that's got the cojones to get on here and scream and holler about this these next 2.5 weeks, I'm going to do it. It's time to say
no
to the goddamn so-called downtown power structure, enough of this bullcrap. Enough fixed elections, enough fake bullcrap, misworded elections, enough defrauding the public. Mayor Penis, you belong in jail. As I'm sitting here with my fat ass in this chair, you belong in jail right now. Along with goddamn Xavier Suarez and Humberto Hernandez and all these other thieves that are raping Dade County. You belong in effing jail right now. Don't forget Regalado. Oh yeah, Tomas. No mas, Tomas. I was right about these breaks, by the way. 10:14 at 560. He is. It's a joke. So anyway, this is the Dave Slater that I'm talking to?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm the gentleman who filed the suit on the ballot language while you were on vacation, unfortunately.
Right.
Anyway, just to go over the points of that if you want me to, and then I want to go over what's going on here. You know, the point is they said they can only do 75 words in the language.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so they said all expressways, and they said, well, we can't name all the tolls, otherwise it'll go beyond 75 words. So I said to the mayor directly, I said, why don't you just change the word all to 4? No answer on that.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the 1,000 miles, even the MetroRail Expressway Authority, Miami-Dade Expressway Authority says that's false. It's a 300-mile deal over the next 20 years, not 1,000 miles. And these 15 million bus miles, that's also to fool the people. You know, they won't say how many buses are going to double. This is the same stuff, as you reiterated, we had 20 years ago.
Right.
Okay? Who was the county manager 20 years ago?
Merritt Steerheim, the same loser they brought back this time.
All right. I don't have to say anything further. There are other alternatives to getting funding other than paying a sales tax, and they can take the toll booths down and not even tax the public. You know where most of that money is right now? There's about $350 million a year that's not being used. The Visitor and Convention Tourist Bureau. You know who holds the head of that? Who headed that before becoming the county manager?
Not Merritt Steerheim.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
$350 million. They collect.
Sure, smells bad to me.
3% they collect in bed taxes. You know how much the Visitor Convention Bureau gives to Dade County roadways to give back for transit? Zip.
Yeah.
They give nothing back. They
Great.
throw all these lavish parties and everything else. They want more tourists to come down to use our roads, but they donate nothing.
All right, now how is this thing going to be worded on the ballot? Is it going to be one of these back-ass things again that if you're for it, you vote no, and if you're against it, you vote yes?
No, it's worded correctly. If you for the tax, it's yes. If you're against the tax, it's no.
Isn't that something? That's damn white of them, yeah.
All right. But they said, again, the 75-word limitation. Eliminate the word all, put 4. Under Mayor Pinellas' plan, if this tax passes...
First of all, how can it say all? Because it doesn't include the turnpike, which is a state road, which we all know.
That's right. That's what I'm saying. That's why we took it to court. They've got to change it to 4 or name the expressways where the tolls are being eliminated. What a lot of people don't know, that the ordinance, the so-called plan, is 275 pages long, Neil. On part of the plan with that sales tax money is to build 2 more expressways through Central Dade, and guess what the expressways are going to have?
Tolls, yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
So we're only going to lose 2 tolls totally. What the mayor should have been going for is after the state. The turnpike's been paid for long ago. Why isn't the tolls eliminated on the turnpike, where since Hurricane Andrew, the traffic pattern, the people are backed up for hours at those toll plazas.
Right.
And they're going to be paying $1.25
And the turnpike, by the way, was paid for years ago.
That's right.
The original deal on the turnpike, it was only supposed to have a toll until the construction of it was paid for.
That's
which
right.
was years ago.
That's right. The other thing is they want to build MetroRail. They want to build, MetroRail all the way to along Northwest 27th Avenue. You know what that's for? For pro player. Are we going to have baseball there next 2-3 years? Of course not.
No.
When they build this MetroRail 10, 15 years from now, the Marlins will be playing somewhere else. They're not going to be playing
crazy.
there.
I must be nuts.
Yeah.
So, and then the other thing is, what's the big kept secret here? And in Tri-County is a Tri-County rail system. Did you know it goes to Miami National Airport?
Yeah.
It goes.
Somebody called me. I didn't know it until a couple of days before I left for vacation.
That was me.
Oh,
that was me.
Like I said until you called.
That's right. All they've got to do is.
Because you're the only one in this town that cares about anything, as the rest of these people are in a coma.
They are in a coma.
Seriously, how can you have a community where the mayor comes out and says, I hope you're all pissed off now so I can get you to vote for my penny sales tax? Well, what kind of it's like slapping everybody in the face, saying, I really hope I screwed up your weekend or your day or your life, and that you're really foaming at the mouth and pissed off about sitting in miles of traffic, and now maybe I can get you to do something that if you were rational and not so pissed off, you never would do anyway.
There is so much money in the Visitor Convention Bureau budget, and if you hit all the tourists, everybody who has, who rents a car, at $2 surtax, you can raise $30 million. If you go to the seaport, the people who are taking the cruises, they'll spend $1,000. By the way, Javier Soto told me personally, that the whole place, the entire budget here is controlled, and you mentioned one of the people, is by the cruise industry, and the Visitor Convention Bureau have more control and more money to budget than the Metro-Dade Commission. Now, everybody who takes a cruise, there's 25,000 people a weekend, Neil, that go between the airport and the seaport every weekend. If every single one, and they pay an average over $1,000. What's the big deal if they pay $1,010? Let's hit them with a transit tax.
Yeah.
We don't need federal approval for that. And so you can collect $250,000 a weekend. That's another $30 million a year. Now here's the biggest surprise. Miguel Diaz de Portillo told me, and he's against the tax, said that the FAA has $400 million in funds that Dade County can have to improve all the roadways. This is part of when you buy an airplane ticket. Mm-hmm. This is part of the money you've already paid around Miami International Airport. All the expressways leading into the airport, $400 million is available to the county, and all we have to do is ask. It's our money. Mm-hmm. Nobody's asking. Instead, everyone wants to tax everybody. Well, your rents are going to go up, your utilities are going to go up, everything is going to go up. Even the poor people who are renting apartments, their taxes are going to go up. It's not just going to the store, across the board. And I, as a businessman, I'm going to pass that tax on to the people I deal with. So everybody's going to hit with a big price increase that they just don't seem to realize that is a regressive situation. I'm against the toll plazas. I think they should be eliminated. We can eliminate them right now, and we don't have to have the penny sales tax. They're also not telling you that in the year 2020 they have a budget that's already planned to build everything they want to build, and the money will be there. They don't need this. This is just extra money.
When's the judge going to rule on your suit?
We're supposed to have a hearing hopefully today. I'm waiting for Richard Freeman to find out from the judge, and I hope she listens to it. But I'm not against the people voting for it. Right now, I'm against that ballot, the way it's worded. Once we correct it, then the people can make an intelligent choice. Then we're going to campaign and give them the truth. There's money out there. There's plenty of money, Neil. They don't need to tax the people. They don't need these toll plazas up. And if they would go to the state legislature and start fighting the turnpike people, eliminate those things that they're building, more and more, that'll stop it. The other big problem you're going to have, they haven't seen any of it yet. Southwest Broward, where you live, where you're actually in Sunrise, Southwest Broward, you drive down I-75, it's going to make Kendall look like a picnic, the way the building is going on. All those people come down I-75, they dump on the turnpike or they dump on the Palmetto. None of this transit issues even address that. If the mayor had any gumption, he'd go to the state and say, hey guys, at I-75 and the turnpike, we got a halfway interchange. Why don't we build a full interchange so we can divert some of the traffic onto the turnpike going the other way? And, it's going to be a mess. Give it another 10 years. No matter what taxes you put, it's not going to help the situation in Southwest Broward because all those people come into Dade.
Yeah. Okay, good luck, Dave. Keep it up.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, I don't see any interest, but and it's, like I said before, the 29th of July on a Thursday. Do we ever have elections on a Thursday in this town?
No.
In the middle of the summer, out of nowhere. And obviously they knew about this toll increase ahead of time, so they very, as I said before, insidiously planned a thing so that they piss everybody off. Oh yeah, well let's get rid of these tolls now. It's up to 50 cents and it's going up to 75. Let's get that penny sales tax and get these toll booths down because they're destroying our lives. Only in this town. Only here. I'm not saying that there's no corruption. There's plenty of corruption to go around everywhere, but this place is set like a new standard for it. It's unbelievable. But anyway, be that as it may, I'm glad he called because you see that nobody else gives a crap about it. You get any calls on it last week?
On this thing?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Because nobody knew about it. Nobody knew one thing about it. Oh, yeah, we were handing out all these brochures. You know something? They hand out brochures all over the place. And when they hand them out, you know what you do? The same as the brochures that come in your FP&L bill or your phone company bill every month. They go straight in the old can is where they go. And you could tell yesterday in driving on that 112 on the airport expressway that nobody had any idea what the hell was going on. All morning long this morning on every newscast, they're showing all these poor, confused bastards on 836 and all the other three expressways haven't got any idea what the hell's going on. So there, if we can't get it legally, just like it's always been done, the first MetroRail election was fixed. I told you that years ago. It was fixed. They were losing until 1 in the morning, and all those votes from Homestead came in and supposedly put them over the top. Like anybody with a brain in Homestead would want the MetroRail that doesn't go within 30 miles of Homestead. How long is the corruption and the crap going to go on in this town, and the Herald and Mickey Arison and all these downtown bastards going to manipulate Dade County? I wouldn't be surprised if this doesn't piss off the public enough to get that thing voted through there. Maybe Mayor Peters can go to those old Cuban constituents of his and tell them they can all sit down there in the roads and block off the highways. Unless you promise you'll vote for the penny sales tax. How would that be, huh? Let's give that a shot. Just keep screwing up people's lives and screwing up people's lives and more and more and more taxes. And in the meantime, this is a county, by the way, that's nearly bankrupt with a major city in it that is already bankrupt. But other than that, how'd you like to have the $1 billion that they wasted on the MetroRail to take care of expressways and the buses in Dade County right now? Anybody like to have that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing?
Okay, sir.
Hey, it might not make much sense, but I tell you that Thursday is also, and I know a lot of people heading down to the Keys. That's the 28th and 29th, the opening of lobster mini season.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are going to be out of town because they'll be down in the Keys, everywhere else, lobstering. I mean, that's a huge thing down here.
See, and stop and think about this, okay? Because they pick a time of the year when most people are on vacation.
Right.
And people are going to things like you're talking about. And the only people who are here are the ones who are now experiencing all the frustration of having to pay the extra tolls on these expressways now. So let's piss off those people. The rest of the people won't be here anyway, and we'll hope that enough of these people go out and vote they can put it over the top.
That's right.
It's like looking through a pane of glass. This thing is so transparent.
That's right. And also, did you notice after this last Cuban boat lift mishap that now the police are saying, hey, if anybody comes out, we're gonna arrest you. It's going to be a disturbance and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
This is all great after the fact that they're going to do it now.
A little bit late, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit late, isn't it? Our politicians and our police force, I tell you, sometimes you wonder.
Okay, pal. Good luck. 567-0560, pound 560 on a mobile one line. I see, by the way, that they finally discovered the book by Charles Templeton, Farewell to God, that we've been touting for almost 2 years on this show. The Sun Sentinel. I mean, what goes on, the establishment, the manipulation of the public brain, if they got one in this town. It's so astonishing and so blatant. I'm looking through my weekend papers when we get back yesterday, and here's yesterday's Sun Sentinel. And on the book review page, here's nonfiction, ex-evangelist Dump Scott. There's a picture of Charles Templeton, Farewell to God, a great book that we've been recommending on this show. God only knows how many of these copies I've had sold of this book, even when I had to go to Canada to get it, when I had to call up there or get it through off the internet. But now, for some reason, finally they've broken down, and the U.S. of A. has allowed this book to come into our country. They figure that the world isn't going to come into an end if we have Charles Templeton's books on the bookshelves in America. So who does the Sun Sentinel have write a review of this book? Do they have one of their regular book review people write it?
No.
No, they have James Davis, the religion editor, writing his scathing review of ex-evangelist Dump Scott of Farewell to God. In the end, he says, Farewell to God is unconvincing. And everything you read in here, forget about it. It would be like reading a priest's review of the Catholic Church. Yeah. Unbelievable. Same old tired crap, like I told you before, over and over and over again, because you got a handful of people manipulating public opinion. God forbid that they should tell it like it is, that this is a fascinating book that you ought to go out there with an open mind and read from a man that used to be like Mr. Hotshot Evangelist. The religion editor they have reviewing the book. It just makes you weak. It makes you wonder, why did I come back here?
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
How's Matt Manti doing?
Hey!
All right, Matt.
Here's a Gaggy sucks, okay?
His pants are tight, his teeth are pearly white, but their obsession with them's a disgrace. He sings a song, and then it don't take long for their bedroom walls get plastered with his face. He makes them drop, yeah, all them teeny bops when his pelvis pumping like they're up on stage. Sure, he's a star, but I don't care what he are, and if you think I'm just jealous, that's okay. Don't get me started on Ricky Martin. He might just lose a lot of fans. Cause if you get me started on Ricky Martin, I might tell you he really loves a man. You don't get me started on Ricky Martin. I don't care how much that he makes. Cause if you get me started on Ricky Martin, I might just prove the rumor he's a flake.
Oh, boy, 1031 at 560 WQM. I'll tell you one thing. I'm just in a state of shock. I just got some of the most horrendous, grotesque news by fax. Oh. What did I tell you about the fat people, George? The fat people are the dead people.
Who now?
Here's a fax from my friend Adam, who used to sit next to me at the Panther games a couple of seasons ago for 2 or 3 seasons. We had a little group there in 106 at the old arena. Oh, this is just shocking. It says South Florida lost one of its few true hockey fans this weekend when Andy Krall, formerly of Section 106 of the Miami Arena and more currently Section 119 in the National Yenta Center and an alumni of the U of M, suddenly passed away. He was 35 years young. And he was fat. And while maybe he had a few beers during the games, he was one of the few bright spots at the Panther games. From all his brothers in Section 119, we will truly miss him. It will never be the same going to a Panthers or Dolphins game without him. Andy had a kind heart. He always had a soft spot for you, it says. We talked about you daily when you sat next to us. It brought us all a lot of great memories. And, oh, boy. It says, Andy, we salute you, and in your own words, thanks for coming. Yeah, when people would leave early, thanks for coming. He was, yeah, he did have maybe a few too many beers by the end of the third period. He'd be a little red in the puss, but he was a good guy, and he actually knew a little something about the game, which was unusual. And he's dead. 35 years old, and he's dead. Just passed away suddenly is what it says. Because he was fat. Boy, that's depressing. I've been back here, and by the way, where's my paycheck? I don't want to get started on a whole bunch of these different things, but let's start taking care of these things one at a time, okay? Is Miriam here?
I think so.
Yes?
I didn't see her, but I was told she was seen.
Yes?
Greg's not here.
Oh, I don't give a rat's ass about him. I couldn't care if he's here or not. That check was due on Friday. Today is Monday. So, I was on vacation on Friday. I wouldn't expect to have it on Friday because I wasn't in town. But you come in on Monday, just like any other place you go to vacation. Oh, by the way, here's your check from when you were away. That was due last Friday. Just checking because the last couple of times it's been nip and tuck, and they're starting to slack off a little bit more here at measly Reed Broadcasting, where they just can't get you paid on time, including all the people they owe money to, the people they do business with, the people that work here, the people that work part-time, et cetera, and so on. They just can't quite get the job done. Because that's the way they do everything. By the way, this is beautiful. My name is Damian Soto. I'm a big baseball, football, and basketball fan. I would like to come on your show live and talk about the future of the Marlins.
No.
And where they are with this revenue issue.
No.
I would also like to talk to you about the future of Mr. Dombrowski.
No.
And if he should remain.
No.
Don't you understand? I don't give a rat's ass about the Marlins, Damian. Don't you get that? What are you thinking about? I mean, even John Henry said,
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
to think anybody would show up and subsidize that garbage, okay? And every time they get somebody who's a little bit popular with the fans, you're gone. Just stop and think about the lunacy, the irony of this. And Dan LeBastard in his column over the weekend writes, oh, yeah, but it was a good deal. They had to do it. Right, Dan. You continue to be a major
He's an asshole.
Imbecile. How could anybody possibly care about these things? Just keep stuffing it down the public's throats and demanding that they come and bring you their money and then build you a stadium and make you some money. As if here's a guy that we need to make money. How many hundreds of millions is this guy worth? He's a billionaire. And we owe him to make him money?
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
Yeah, you must be if you subsidize that swill. I'll tell you that right now, okay? The few thousand of you desperados who have no lives that feel necessary to go out there and subsidize something when, again, just like the thing with the election on this penny sales tax, it's the same thing. One thing about this town, they keep slapping your face and slapping you in the face, and you keep coming back, oh, okay, do it again. That was good. Do it again. It felt so good. This is an S&M town where most of us who live here must be masochists to put up with a swill and the garbage they peddle out to us. It's unbelievable. Unacceptable. Here's Miami. Hello? Miami. Going once, going twice. 12 minutes they waited and they couldn't hang on. Thank you for waiting. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Neil.
Yes.
Man, this penny sales tax sucks.
Yeah.
Apart from now they want the penny sales tax, they're building $160 million performing arts center right across from the Herald. Yeah. And just as an inauguration for that thing, they spent $150,000 to put an air-conditioned tent so Mayor What's-His-Face could go down there, with all his friends and wear a tuxedo.
Mayor Pete.
That thing. And then it's ridiculous, and where are people going? $200 million to build Mickey Aronson a little basketball court so his little millionaire basketball players can play.
Yeah.
Until when? I mean, this should be a non-issue. It should be
4 blocks away from the other one, by the way, sir. 4 blocks away from the other one where the neighborhood is too bad, and of course we know that the neighborhood, once you go 4 blocks away, it improves so dramatically.
And it's all next to the Herald, and it's
right.
The property
That's right.
value is going up, and it's not a penny, Neil. It's a percent. When you spend $100, it's an extra buck.
Right.
Every $100 you spend, it's an extra buck. It's
absolutely
not a penny.
Correct, sir. God bless you.
Thank you.
Vote early and often.
All right, thank you.
That's right. All you people, I don't live in Dade County. If I were, I'd go out there. I would take off today from work and go down and register like over and over again under 100 different fictitious names. They don't know. Gonzalez, Rodriguez, whatever the hell. Oh, and speaking of Rodriguez, by the way, you must have done a hell of a job to get a letter to the editor in the paper. H.L. Wimmers in Miami. My mother clipped this out. I guess this was in the Herald. I can't tell because they both look the same. Same crap. No, it looks like the Sun Sentinel. It says, all unite, a paella of an idea. Radio host George Rodriguez on 560 WQM has introduced a wonderful idea that may help ease tensions in the community and initiate dialogue rather than hysteria. Instead of disrupting traffic with protests, Cuban exiles should show us all the positive sides of their culture. Let's have a paella protest, says H.L. Wimmers in Miami, which I thought was very amusing. Not so much the idea, but the fact that they put this in the paper again. Huh? I mean, certainly when you said that, it must have been like, kind of like a throwaway. Am I right?
Well, yeah, but
not like the kind
as
of thing
opposed to blocking traffic.
You'd expect somebody to write a letter to the editor saying, oh, that George had such a great idea, et cetera, and so on.
No, I didn't see that coming.
A paella protest. But, like I've said before, the letters to the editor are a good reflection of what this town's all about and the people who get off their dead ass. In fact, yesterday I noticed in the sports section of one of the papers, there were 3 letters to the editor. One was from Harvey Slavin, formerly Harvey of Kendall, who was then Harvey of Miami Beach, and now is moving farther away but not far enough, Harvey of West Palm. And one of the other letters was from Stan Wertheimer.
Oh!
Yeah. About the sale of Gulfstream and about, the future is only in casinos and the Indians. The same old, you could come back here in 1,000 years and it would still be the same. And God, did I have a good time.
Oh!
Yeah. Brought back a lot of good drugs from Amsterdam. What's wrong with that?
Got them on you.
Brought back my thing here from Milan. Don't go to Milan, by the way. Boy, it is so expensive there now. Even a big shooter like me don't want to go there anymore. Woo! 262,000 lira for dinner, for room service. Well, I brought this back. Wait till I go into this. 4 Coke Lights, 4 Diet Cokes, little ones, not even a full-size can. 52,000 lira. That's $7 a can. Huh? Even Ricky Martin don't get that much for his rectum can. Although it is getting a lot of action from what I hear. 21 before 11 at 560 WQM. Let's get some lunch in here in a little while. Let's get back to business. Let's get my check going. So what happened with Miriam, by the way? What happened?
I didn't see her. I left that thing on her desk. I told the girls that she shares an office with. I said it'd be okay to check.
Because I'll tell you one thing, okay? If that check of mine don't show up here today, you can go right back on the air tomorrow, mister, because I will not be here tomorrow.
Remember that last appearance I did at the Oakwood Plaza? Remember?
You get paid for that? No.
That was about, a month ago?
A month? You expect to get paid in a month? Are you losing your grasp on reality? Beasley Reed, where you, and of course the program director, he's still on vacation. I'm not playing my cards right. I should do it like I used to in the old days. Take off, remember? I always used to do that. Take off in the middle of the week and then take like almost 2 full weeks. They don't care, just as long as you get the spots on. They don't give a rat's ass. And then they pay you when they feel like it anyway. So what difference does it make? I should just come in when I feel like it. Although I do feel like it today because I'm just foaming at the mouth about this crap that they're pulling there, tying up the roads. First they did it sitting in the middle of the goddamn roads. That wasn't bad enough to piss off the poor bastards that have to be here in a sweltering summertime heat in this goddamn furnace, in this inferno. But now here they are just a few days later tying up all the goddamn traffic by springing all of a sudden a 25-cent increase on these 4 toll roads. Just coincidentally, a couple of weeks before this election they're going to have on a Thursday, in the middle of July, in the middle of summer vacation, when nobody's here. I still can't get over that thing about Andy from the hockey games. 35 years old, fat, dead. And a good guy. We had a lot in common, both hockey fans, both snappy dressers. Both fat. He was a little redder in the puss than I am.
I'm having such a nice time.
Telling you I didn't sleep last night 'cause you didn't bathe last night. You really stank last night, stank last night. The odorous hands aren't strong enough to clear your thinking off. Feel the pain on the wall.
Okay, that's our poll question today, by the way. Which is the bigger hype job, Ricky Martin or women's soccer, huh? There you go. And by the way, I think I finally figured out what that's all about. The women's soccer thing that was so big over, because people are bored, number one, but especially number two, America loves bull dykes. Oh! That's right. What do you think Howard's so big for? Huh? America loves lesbians. They're obsessed with dykes. Is there anybody in their right mind who really believes that there's any interest in women's soccer?
No.
Even in the rest of the world where men's soccer is big, do they care about this?
No.
They hate it. They're infuriated by it. They're puking from it. Here's a great letter, by the way. My first letter ever from Bogota, Colombia. I'm going to go home and write this in my diary. Oh, I didn't throw that. Oh, I threw that letter away. George, you can't keep that in your memoir, so I threw it away. Anyway, it says, from Santa Fe de Bogota, the young man's name who sent this, or old man, or whatever he is, Nelson Ramirez. Nice name there, Nelson. Sir, Neil Roger, WIOD, 6:10 a.m. Well, I guess the news travels a little bit slowly. It's only a year and a half later. I am sending to you a great greeting or friendly. Well, obviously Nelson has a little bit of trouble with the English. Like most people here in Dade County, don't speak it English. I am sending to you a great feeling of friendly. I will get with you a tape with the races record of any day in the Calder race course that will be for me very special because I am interested in know how you cover this races. Thank you very much for your interest in my demand. I will be waiting your answer again. Thank you. Not thank you for your interest in my request. See, it goes to show you when you know a little bit of a language and you think you know something, just when you're rolling along, you use the wrong word and, it just turns it all around. Not for your interest in my request, which do I have any interest?
No.
Of course not. Your interest in my demand. Sincerely, Nelson Ramirez with an address, Santa Fe de Bogota, Colombia, and all this postage he put on here, and geez, I'm tearing it up and throwing it in the wastebasket, which isn't very nice. But what the hell do we have to do with the races from Calder? And even if we did, would we send it to Nelson?
No.
No. But thanks for your interest in 610 WIOD, Nelson, because you're the last one that's interested, because we don't work there anymore. Although at least there we used to get paid on payday without, I used to have to go through a big sauna dance there too. That was just for fun. Here it's not fun, it's serious. Here's a mobile in Davie. Hello.
Neil?
Yes, sir.
Welcome back.
Uh-huh.
Welcome back to a Monday in Miami.
Mm-hmm. You're right. You're absolutely right. Just another crappy day.
Listen, on the Templeton Review and the Herald, it's extremely unethical.
No, it's the Sun Sentinel. It's the Sun Sentinel.
The review guy.
It's the Sun Sentinel.
Yeah, the review, to have the religion editor do that was unbelievable.
Right.
That's so unethical.
And this is such a great book, and it's got his picture here. It's a big review, and he just slices this thing to pieces.
I saw it, and it did not require that response in the last sentence. The review didn't lead to that conclusion, did not lead to that conclusion about unconvincing. That's just his view. He stuck it in there. That's not a review. That's an opinion. That's ridiculous.
And his problem is that a lot of this material has been written before, but the fact is he fails to recognize that Templeton wrote it very concisely and easily, condensed it as opposed to going through a long, convoluted song and dance. Makes it very easy to understand why he rejected Christianity, why nobody in their right mind should believe any of this bull crap. And then he also trivializes, like he says, he made Billy Graham's acquaintance in 1945 and launched hugely successful youth crusade. But he fails to mention that he and Billy Graham were real tight and that they did a lot of work. He mentions one thing they did, but he just glosses over any of that as if he doesn't want to give the guy any credibility.
Yeah, but it was a very poor, unethical way to have a review done. And by the way, your friend Andy, you know what the religious folks would say? He's in a better place, Neil. He's in a better place.
Isn't that sad?
Yeah, a better place. This is what religious people say.
Well, I'll be honest with you, a better place than Miami, maybe.
All right, Neil.
Have a great day, sir.
Take care, man.
Speaking of religion, by the way, and I'm sure that George probably, butchered the religionist again at least one day last week while I was away. You know what a little heathen bastard he is. But look at this. Here's the July 12th issue of Newsweek magazine. Is God dead? Asks the question on the front. Now, see, this is the European edition, so I'm sure that there are some differences. Is God dead? In Western Europe, it can sure look that way, it says. And I'll just take a few things out of context because, of course, being Newsweek magazine, they're not going to go too far. They don't want to, because this is really a vanilla magazine for mostly vanilla people, so they don't want to rock the establishment too much. But just to read a couple of brief things here. It says, open the doors and where are the people? It says, even in such Roman Catholic bastions as Italy and Ireland, where a formal religious observance is an integral part of daily life, church membership and attendance have fallen. In France, only 3 to 4% of Parisians regularly attended church last year. 3 to 4%. Britain, 89% didn't attend church regularly in 1995. 99% of the population did not attend the Church of England in 1999. 99% didn't go. They just said no to the Church of England. They're too busy with the Queen, you know. Sweden, 85% belong to the Church of Sweden, but less than 50% believe in some kind of afterlife. West Germany, 1991, 14.7% of the population, 14.5% went to church regularly. In 1998, 7%. Norway, 4.1%. In Italy, and I don't know where they get these statistics because I've always heard it's only 3%, but only 29.4% went to church regularly last year as opposed to 41% in 1991. Means over 70%, even in Italy with the church and the Vatican and the Pope and brainwashed from birth, they're saying no to all the bull crap. In Ireland, it says only 53 men became priests in 1997, and only 32 Irish entered. And of course, and this is the amazing part, because they're all crazy up there. They're religious nuts. In fact, the Protestants are marching right now. Let's hear it. Oh! Marching in front of their face to see if they can inflame them and piss them off. The orange Protestants as opposed to the purple ones. Only 32 Irish entered the religious orders in 1997. Those are half the numbers from 1992. In the past decade, Irish confidence in its Catholic Church has not just been sapped, as has in Italy, Germany, and France. Ireland's faith has been blasted away by a series of sex scandals. How do you like that? Boy! In the past few months alone, a nun has been found guilty of assisting a rape and is awaiting sentence in Dublin, while a Wexford County priest committed suicide after revelations about his abuse of children in his parish. Those old enough to remember in Ireland, where parents hoped their sons would grow up to be priests, feel particularly betrayed. Dubliner Alan O'Connor refuses to go to Mass. Perverts, they're all perverts, he says. Why should I go and confess all my sins to a pervert? All right, there you go. Alan O'Connor. I've been trying to tell you people that for years, okay? A bunch of pedophiles in a dress. And you're going and confessing your personal so-called sins to these men in a dress who are whipping themselves up into a frenzy on the other side of the confessional in there. And you think it's just a woodpecker knocking on the door. Well, you got it half right. No, you got it all right. It's wood and, well, whatever. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. The guy was right. Welcome back to another Monday in hell. You're right, sir. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello?
Welcome back to the Sunshine State.
Yeah, sure. Well, they can't even get the executions right.
I just got off the 112 Airport Expressway.
Yeah.
50 cents. But I have this thing, this new thing, SunPass.
Yeah.
If you use that, you get a discount. 47 cents.
All right. Let's hear it.
All right.
Yeah. What a bargain. I would just keep going back and through the thing all day long.
3 cents you save.
In fact, I would go through it and then I would back up and then, just keep going through it forward and backward all day.
Sounds great. I'm going to do that right now.
Okay. It's better than anything else you can do here. Oh, what a bargain, baby. They're going to peddle you. You got a bunch of greedy people, and it's like no contest. They got nobody fighting them. They got Richard Friedman and this Dave Slater guy, and that's it. And they got a free ride. And then, on the commentary pages, Carl Hyacin just a couple of weeks ago in the Herald writes this thing about the MetroRail, about the first one, and the boondoggle, and the $1 billion, and then they still come on the editorial page and slap you in the face again. And insult the intelligence of the people, assuming that there is any here. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Here's Miami. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Neil, good afternoon. Good morning.
Good evening.
Good evening. I'm back at you. Neil, the sales tax in the state of Florida is 6% throughout the entire state, and years back, the Dade County voters went to the polls and voted for a 0.5%, which is a surtax to maintain Jackson Memorial Hospital. And now the elected officials are asking us to go back, which will, if passed, will actually have 1.5% surtax in Dade County. Like any tax, once you have it, it's very, very difficult.
It's not going to go away.
Exactly. Right. Very, very difficult for it to go away. Very briefly, I work for a state agency that collects sales tax. And if we were allowed to do the job that we're supposed to do, we would not have this problem. There would be more than enough revenue coming in. The budget for the state of Florida is $45 billion. this year.
Yeah.
Sales tax produces $8 billion of it, and the other $37 billion comes from the other 36 taxes. These people that want the sales tax, if they would just let us do our job, you wouldn't need any more money. You wouldn't need any more tax. It would generate itself. The people are doing things, obviously conducting business illegally, and that's why you
That's why Mayor Pinga belongs in jail right now, sir. He belongs behind bars.
I hear you loud and clear. Very briefly, I just want to leave you on this one last note. I don't know if you read an article about maybe 2 months ago in the Miami Herald regarding 3 agencies in the state of Florida regarding Key West and all of the illegal businesses that were going on down there. In other words, when I say illegal, I mean people conducting business without licenses and so forth and so on. There's turmoil in Key West today because all of a sudden the agencies are held accountable. So, once again, if they let you do the job, you'll have plenty of revenue and you won't have to tax the people. You can stay at 6%.
Okay, just say
no. Just say no. Thanks,
okay.
Neil.
Thank you.
Bye-bye, sir.
If you had my bus, would you be a great big song with these big OGs? If your heart could compare with my ambulary, would you make money with your big hands? If it was for my birth, would my career be done? And would this song become #1? Take a look at my rump. Tell me if this went so nice. Would I be the star of the movie Out of Sight? Men look at me, and all they see lying after me. They want to grab it all day. If you had my bus, would you have a limousine with a big backseat?
Yes.
For your honey. And would you have more cash with a big old shapely ice up into your jeans?
Rectum.
If you had my bus, would you
there she goes. That's the #1 masturbation video in the world, Jennifer Lopez. It's 11:02 at 560 WQM. Even on the video, if you've seen it, the guy, the Puerto Rican, whatever he is, he's got the computer thing in his lap, and he's tapping it, and the keyboard too. Look at this. We had a whole bunch of calls on there before that break, and all of a sudden there's one. One call on the board. First day back from vacation. Great, feeling great. Had a great time. And there's one call on the board. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Anyway, it's almost time for lunch. It'd be a good idea to clear this all out. Play some good music. Get some nice lunch in here for free. See if we can get a search party together to find out where my check that was due on Friday was, which today it's Monday. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Okay, sir.
I want to let you in on something. Do a little bit of land use myself in the state, and there's something called Eastward Ho. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of it.
Something called what?
Eastward Ho, and it has nothing to do with prostitution. Eastward Ho, like go west, young man. Well, the state has this problem where too many people are moving to the west. So what they're doing is they have a state land commission put together this plan. It involves transportation, government works, the whole bit. The corner of US 1 and Southwest 88 is an example where they took over all of those auto sales dealerships and all that other stuff. They're putting up condominiums and strip malls and the like. They're trying to keep people on the east part of this state. It's a central planning scheme. They're trying to keep people on the east, and this whole MetroRail thing just fits.
Well, they're sure doing a wonderful job of that, I'll tell you that, living in Broward like I do.
And well, see, the mistake they're making, though, is they're not doing anything about the roads. They're just increasing the population without increasing the roads. The land use, the planning in this area sucks. It always has. And it
yeah, well, 595 is already almost obsolete.
Absolutely.
You do realize that, don't you, sir?
Well, yeah, and I've only been here for about 2 years myself.
Right. 595 is virtually obsolete. In fact, in rush hour going westbound or eastbound in the morning rush hour, it's virtual gridlock.
Absolutely.
Because it wasn't adequate.
Well, it's only going to get worse. And as far as this turnpike thing is concerned, keep in mind, one of the problems here is you have a constituency group over there. You got people taking money, handing out tickets, making sure the coins go into those damn baskets. These people are getting, a wage, they get health care, and they're getting a pension. Somebody's got to pay for this. They're not going to take those booths down anytime soon.
Okay, and have a great day, sir. Whatever you're saying. What did you just say? Anybody?
No.
The last part? 567, we're having an election 2 weeks from this Thursday, July 29th. Bring all your carpetbaggers in here. Bring Hillary Clinton in. Anybody you can think of, okay? Just go to the polling place. They'll never know. Just say, hey, I forgot my voter registration card. I want to vote. Just say to Mayor Pinga. Enough of this crap. Just one time I would love to see in my lifetime, just once I would love to see the downtown power structure take it where they belong, way deep inside there. Okay? Just like they deserve. After the way they've screwed over the people in this town for the last, God only knows how many years. And the reward they get, like Merritt Steerheim, screws them over the first time, runs away for a few years, and then they bring them back a second time to give them a chance to do it again. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's Coconut Creek. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing? I don't mean to change the subject.
Go right ahead. This is boring to a lot of people. I don't want to dwell on this all day.
Good. I went to Sam Ass yesterday, and I looked at that Philips CD burner that you have, and he told me that you only can use the audio CDs, the $6 audio CDs. Is that correct or not correct?
Well, what are you expecting to use in there?
Well, there's audio CDs and there's data CDs. Data CDs are $2 each, and the audio
you
CDs...
can't use those.
I thought you said you did a couple weeks ago, no?
No, I did not.
Oh.
No, the only thing I said was that you don't have to use Philips. That when I bought the thing, there were people trying to give me a song and a dance about how you have to use Philips, which makes no sense at all.
Right,
That would be like buying a Sony cassette deck and saying you can only buy Sony tapes to I mean, just stupid, you know.
Right. Okay, you're the best. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Oh, there's my check. Leave it to Sam. What did I tell you? Sam's the man.
Oh!
Okay? Well, I've always told you that. Haven't I told you that?
No.
He's the man. He be the man. Brought my check in here. That's because there's nobody else here. He's running the goddamn place. You know, maybe we'll even bring him a little lunch today or something. What do you want? Pizza Loft? Find out what he wants. We'll give Sam lunch because he went out and got my check for me.
He wants a rape us.
Not me. Maybe you, but not me. Oh, a rape. I thought you said he wants to rape us. That's what it sounded like to me. That's what you said. You said he wants to rape us. And I said, no way. He ain't my type, and I don't do that kind of stuff anyway. All right, here's my check. It's the right amount. Now I can go home. Oh! Let's have lunch and get out of here. I noticed that Jason, by the way, has got, what's his name? Oh, and I got a whole new thing named after him, too, a whole new religion. DNH is the motto, but the religion is called JP, which stands for, no, you're smiling. It's really that just coincidence. Just people. It's the elimination of all ethnic groups, all religious groups, all any of this stuff. And the world could be divided into zones. Instead of countries, I live in zone 1, I live in zone 10, whatever that is. You look on the map, that's where it is. No more nationalities, no more religions, no more ethnic, all this ethnic cleansing bullcrap, which is a very nice sanitary way of saying they're butchering everybody. They're slaughtering people. JP, just people. I love it. And the idea, too. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless. We don't want no arepas, although I do like arepa. I can't eat that. I got to get on my Atkins now. Goddamn Andy from the hockey game. I don't mean the way that sounded. That didn't sound good. Goddamn it, comma. Our friend Andy. Well, that didn't sound good. Guy just died, 35 years old, and made it sound like I'm saying goddamn Andy. I did say that, didn't I? Well, that's not the way I meant it, Adam. I'm still in shock over that. And I saw him over there at 119 last year in the Macarena in the new joint. We'd see him over there. In fact, he was the only one we saw of the old crowd. I kept looking for all the other guys. Didn't see any of them, including those two drunks from Ohio. But Andy was there most of the games. Win, lose, or draw. Chugging down those beers one after another, 2 handfuls at a time. And now he's dead. 5670, just like most of this town. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. Here's Miami Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Okay.
Listen, just out of respect for this guy, Andy, although I don't know him, maybe you can play the long scene from Fatso with the food. But while you're on vacation, the day before you left or the Friday before you left, I happened to call Hank's show because I heard you talking about the rumor that they have to call you back.
Get the honey, Junior.
Yeah, well, they only did that for a while, I believe.
Neil, they had to, I had to give my call verbatim. Every sentence I had to do, they had to call me back, and then Hank gets on the phone, and then I have to repeat what I said. It's the most dead,
terminal. It's terminal. There's no fun that way. They want to censor everything on this radio station. That's not a talk station. That's a contrived station, okay?
It's
the sports talk concept is boring enough to begin with. Boy, when you want to have everybody on only talking nice to everybody else, Hank is great when Hank is arguing with people. That's when he's at his best.
And why can't you crank him? And if you do crank him, why has he got to report you? I don't understand. If I want to call Hank and say, hey, Hank, you're fat, or hey, Hank, Neil hates you, that's part of the show. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
don't say Neil hates you again. You'll set him off again.
You think?
I know it.
I do a thing where when they used to have this guy that played for Pittsburgh, it was Neil O'Donnell. I'd say, hey, what do you think about this guy for Pittsburgh? Do you think Neil hates you? He'd get sucked in, and I drop the bomb on him every time.
Try today.
All right, we'll see what I can do.
I'll be listening. Okay.
The long scene from Fatso.
At least it'll be more interesting than most of that other crap about who's going to be the best wide receiver for. Have a great day. Oh yeah, we heard the last 2 minutes of that morning show. Thank God for the Backstreet Boys, baby. I was cranking that stuff on the way to work this morning. And the very nice lady who sells the Sun Sentinel there on the corner on Snob Hill right by 595, she came tapping on my window. I'm waiting first in line at the red light. And she comes tapping on the window. She and her husband are big fans and shook my hand. How you doing, sweetheart? See, there's a lot of nice people in this town. You just have to be selective. You have to look around a little bit harder. 10 minutes after 11 at 5:60, so let's see. We got the check. Oh! Beantown gives Imus the boot. Oh! Don Imus got the boot in Beantown. Radio station WEEI is dropping Imus in the morning, August 24th, saying he has lost his edge. He used to be very fast-paced and energetic. He was passionate. The audience was captured by it, said station PD Jason Wolf. At this point in his life, he's comfortable. He wants to do the show for himself. He's got a young child. And basically, the bottom line is his numbers went in the toilet and his show sucks, and all he talks about is his goddamn boring brother Fred and the farm and his kid, and it's pathetic. A once great entertaining guy with a great wit, and now it's crap. And he's on MSNBC every day.
Mr. Honey, Junior.
I like Lubshin-Kugels. Pardon? Little pie with chocolate chip ice cream.
Our cake with chocolate chip ice cream is good.
Ring ding. And chocolate chip ice cream. Wait, chocolate swirl ice cream, even better.
That's nothing. Did you ever suck the jelly out of a jelly donut and then fill it with chocolate swirl ice cream?
I like to stuff a jelly donut with Reese's peanut butter cup, then put it in the warm oven and let the chocolate and everything melt into the dough.
How about peanut butter and jelly on a chocolate-covered graham cracker?
With thin layers of banana on top.
Could I have a little lemon in my water, please? I make chocolate chip cookies with M&M's instead of chocolate chip.
They don't melt in your hand.
Yeah. Junior, can I have a little more lemon in my hot water, please?
Mr. Lapalato, lemon?
No, I'd like a little fresh orange juice squeezed in mine if you got it.
No, sorry.
Okay, then lemon.
At Crohn's, they got chocolate-covered orange wedges. The juice just dribbles down your chin.
Junior, could I have just a drop of honey in this, please? Just a drop.
A wedge of the actual fruit is covered with that thick, dark chocolate. You know?
Oh, boy. How'd you like to stuff one of them in a donut?
Get the honey, Junior.
Give him the honey, Junior.
It's in the cupboard, Tom.
Well, get it. What else do they cover with that chocolate? I mean, besides the orange wedges? Grapes? Peaches?
Strawberries.
Junior, the honey.
Those big, juicy stem strawberries are dipped into that dark, dark chocolate.
That's the honey. That's the honey.
I know.
So what's he really trying to say? Exactly. Devastated by that fax from my friend Adam about Andy dying. Andy from the hockey games. Andy from the hockey games. That just doesn't sound sufficient, but that's where we know him from. Andy from U of M. Now that's a shot. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Getting back just briefly to this article in Newsweek about is God dead, and in Western Europe it sure looks like it. Here's a picture of a young lady with red hair here smoking on a faggot, and she says, raised in East Germany, Inka Kopetz used to be Protestant. Since she's quit the church, a procedure that been filling out a form in the local courthouse to exempt her from paying Germany's church tax. The church is a sect like any other, says the 30-year-old who works at Berlin's all-news channel NTV. They're criminals. They tell Africans to multiply and not use condoms despite HIV. She wears crosses because they're chic, and she's been to church twice in her life, once in Notre Dame in Paris and once at St. Paul's in London. I wanted to see where Lady Di and Charles got married. I have to admit, it's a great atmosphere. They really know how to sell their tricks, she says. They really know how to peddle their crap, is what she says. Nice going, Inca. Here's a great fax from Bob, who says, thank you so much for using your bully pulpit to tell everyone what a bunch of BS this election on the 29th is. I've lived in Dade County since 1948 and been a registered Democrat since 1952. I voted for Mayor Pinga because he was the Democratic candidate, seemed to be the most reasonable and level-headed of the bunch. I also believed him when he said he would not allow another arena to be built just a few blocks away from the old one. Of course, Mayor Pinga has stabbed us in the back over and over again. I'll never forget how cheated I felt when the day after his election, he went back on his promise not to build the arena. Since then, he's done nothing but plunge the dagger deeper into our backs. He supported the county name change, which is just a waste of money, had an opportunity to be a voice of reason during the Cuban protest a few weeks ago, but passed that up, and now holds a secret election in the middle of the summer so that he and his cronies can squeeze more money out of us. I will, of course, vote no on the tax, and I'll never, ever vote for Mayor Pinga again, says Bob. I don't care who runs against him. That candidate has my vote. If Adolf Hitler were cloned and ran for mayor, I'll vote for him before Mayor Pinga. He is a major stinking... He's an asshole. Rotting asshole, says Bob. Nice going, Bob. God. So on the heels of Andy passing away and playing that thing from Fatso, what's for lunch? Huh? No, I was talking to George about the great bratwurst we had in Cologne, Germany. Well, I mean, I had, I don't want to say anything about the weenies in Amsterdam, but nevertheless. No, seriously, they do have great bratwurst in Cologne, better than in Berlin for whatever reason. Now, where do you get great bratwurst here? That's the question. Where are we going to get real great sausage in this town? Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello. Mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How you doing?
Okay.
Listen, this guy Andy that died, did he have long blonde hair and originally from Philly?
He had long hair. It was kind of like blondish. Yeah, I don't know if he was from Philly or not. He might have been.
Yeah, and he lived in South Dade. He was a car dealer.
No, I don't know.
Oh, because I think that's the guy you're talking about. Because I had a friend of mine who had season tickets next to him in the old Miami Arena, and I sat with him a few times.
In what section?
Nice. It was like center ice.
106.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's him.
Yeah.
Won't see Andy no more. 567-0560. He's in heaven now. He's in hockey heaven now. Pound 560. He's up there with Foster Hewitt and Harold Ballard.
Oh!
And Danny Gallivan. And Dan Kelly. And Steve Chason. Here's a mobile in Hollywood. Hello.
Hey, how you doing, Neil?
Okay, sir.
I want to make a comment about these two cops that beat the hell out of, supposedly beat the hell out of somebody in Hialeah,
Yeah.
and their father's a police chief. Well, the mayor got on television and said, we're not going to tolerate physical abuse towards any citizens in our city.
Yeah.
And this guy was on TV a week and a half ago beating the hell out of somebody himself. I
Yeah.
can't believe what I was watching.
He's not going to tolerate it by the peons, but he can beat the crap out of anybody he wants, including Hank at the track or anybody else he chooses, because he's a big guy.
Yeah, this guy's a wacko. I mean,
Right.
It's totally impossible to see something like this. And then
Well,
it
in
comes out
Hialeah,
with
they never met a
political
convicted
thing.
felon that they didn't like. Don't you understand that? It was like John LaMello in Sunrise. It was the same thing with the old Yidlach there. The same old song, pal, like the Four Tops said. Stale. You can smell it a million miles away. I was almost ready to tell you that I got shagged by the Virgin on Virgin Atlantic, but that would be bad to say that, because going up, I don't expect, yes I do, when somebody presents it to you in a way that you think you're going to get upgraded, like to upper class, I mean, Virgin Atlantic flies these great big 747s, which is, when you go to Europe, you really should be flying a 747. Unfortunately, airlines like Martin they fly those crappy 767s, and Delta doesn't even have any 747s. So, when you can fly a 747 and it's got a first class, or they call it upper class, and they really give you the great service like Virgin Atlantic, and then you fly over the second time and you're in what they call premium economy class, it's very disappointing. And so I might have said I got shagged by the Virgin, except that coming back yesterday, we got a free upgrade to upper class again, thank God. And it's a Machaya, baby. It was great. One of the great flights of my life. 8 hours from London to Miami. We got in an hour early. Nice going. Oh! And this was even the plane that had Austin Powers on the outside, by the way. Not him on a wing, but the picture on the outside of the plane. So I just want to caution you because I know I was very enthusiastic about them the last time I flew them back in April. And they're a great airline. They give you excellent service. But the difference between, they have like your regular economy or coach for schleppers, like most of you, and then they have premium economy, which sounds very good. But premium economy on Virgin Atlantic is exactly the same as Star Class or Business Class on Martin Air. The seats are too close together. The food they bring you, everything on the tray is in plastic. Even the roll is in plastic. I can't begin to imagine if you fly in coach, the cheapest class on Virgin Atlantic, I can't imagine what they give you in economy for a meal. Even a Big Mac, I think, would be like a little bit overboard for them. Because in premium economy, it was and they had like little TV dinners. You have a choice of 3, and then she reaches out, and they're like all heated up, and everything is like wrapped in plastic. Even the roll, I'm not making that up. Who ever heard of getting a roll that was wrapped in plastic on a plane or elsewhere? And yet when you sit in upper class, it's fantastic. So that's my commentary. If you can afford to pay a little bit more, if you got a few bucks extra, do the upper class on the Virgin Atlantic because their premium economy, which they're touting very highly like it's a big deal, it's pretty weak. But thanks for the upgrade, Richard. God bless you. Toodaloo. Here's a mobile in South Miami. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
You want to see how powerful your station is, how you and your talent is, you and George?
Yeah.
Week before you go away, they put you on the air on the TV station to quote you, and then last week while George was on, they quote him in the newspaper, George Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Did you hear about that?
The letter to the editor. I weren't quoting him. There was a letter, yeah.
No. Yeah, well, somebody wrote in. They quoted him.
I already read that, yes. Yes.
I thought that was great. And also that, it's so good to have you back because, a week without Neil is like a week without sunshine.
Well, how did George do? I'm sure George did a good job.
It was funny. He gets the same people that call in that love him as the same people that call in that hate him. I mean, how stupid can these people be to say that they hate his show, but they listen to his show?
Like thank God I never get into that.
Don't they ever stop that?
No. They don't have a life. Don't you understand? If he and I should both bail out of here, like now, if we ran off to have lunch with Sam now and left a void here for 2 hours, these people would blow their brains out.
They probably would, but you were talking before about the screening of the calls on the talk show, the sports shows.
Sir, I find that so unctuous. There's heavy screening of phone calls on any talk shows. I can't find words to describe it.
Well, that's because the talent is so insecure about what will or won't be said, or the management's afraid it's going to be out.
That was fun. How can you be so thin-skinned? If somebody calls you a fat slob or somebody, I mean, I can understand if somebody says something that, a 4-letter word, you got to dump that. Or if somebody just wants to be a major asshole and you don't want to let them call 400 times a day, you'll dump them out to discourage them. But if somebody takes a shot at you, why do you have to dump it? Like you say, are you that insecure? Is that what the problem is? Let's have a little bit of fun here. Let's make it interesting and exciting and stop hearing about, what are your thoughts on that Vassar soccer game? I'm just expressing my own opinions because I have a lot of good CDs in the car like this morning. What about that linebacker for, okay. God. And they're excited about women's soccer. Does anybody, anywhere in the world, really buy?
No. Neil Rogers God.
Hello, soccer. My name is Columba, I got off the plane. We're shopping in France to get your money away. I bought designer clothes, expensive bottles and jewels, and knew in advance the duty tax was due. I tried very hard to smuggle, and they wouldn't let me buy. But I did not get in trouble, 'cause I'm the governor's wife. Yes, I'm just obedient wife who wants to live up my life with special favors. After all, my husband's brother will soon be your dictator. I'm like Florida's Avita, I buy anything I need and just one thing more. I'll preach on Christian family values when I get back from this ball.
You could get more.
Yeah, here's the best news to you, Columbia. You got to do it right like I did. Come back from Amsterdam yesterday on a plane, bring back about 2 pounds of good stuff, and I know all the guys there at Custom. Hey, Neil, welcome back. And just waltz right on through there. No problem at all. Brought back a supply for the whole building here. I don't use the crap because it smells like crap, like garbage, like that. But nevertheless, got to supply the building here, right?
No.
Come on. 567-0560, pound 560. And, of course, the best part of it is there probably are people that believe this. That's the best part. That's why I say it, because I know it agitates. He's smuggling in marijuana. We knew he went to Amsterdam for drugs. Oh, yeah, that's right. Here's Miami Lakes. Hello.
Boy, they would love to catch you bringing something in.
Oh,
that would make their day.
I couldn't even smuggle in cheese. You know, you're not supposed to bring back open food products. I couldn't even bring back cheese if I wanted to.
Yeah. You know, you were talking before about the way they're censoring the incoming calls. While you were gone, there was an article by Barry Jackass about Joe Rose, people trying to coerce him into joining the news station.
Yeah, Waffen, yeah.
So I called up to talk about that.
You mean to say that Barry Jackass had the 800th article about Waffen again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're trying to steal Joe Rose, which I think would be a great move on your station's part if you could dump him. But anyway.
You know who we could get in there then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to mention his name, but yeah, but anyway.
Yeah, he would be good. But I
He'd be
called
great.
to talk about it, and they just shut me off. I couldn't say anything.
Sir,
I couldn't bring it up.
I want to, even though I have nothing to do with it, I want to personally apologize to you for that, because the rest of this radio station, we got a bunch of pussies that work here. When they crank the music up down the hall too loud at Power 96, I'm the only one in this building that's got the balls to scream and yell about it and make them stop. When they, all these other things that go on, nobody here's got any cajones, okay? And that's why they don't have the courage to face the callers and take these things on direct, and they have to do this heavy-duty screening, which to me makes for garbage radio.
Yeah, well, that's why we miss you, Neil. I got to tell you, George wasn't too bad this time. Usually he sucks, but this time he wasn't bad.
Well, there you go. Goes to show you.
He was really getting the Cuban rafter situation. He was pretty entertaining about that. And then, unfortunately, he got into religion and he beat that dead horse up. But he wasn't bad.
Thank you.
But don't go away.
God bless you. I'm going back. If he's that good, I mean, I just came in to get my check. He's doing fine. Everything's going along real good. The boss, he ain't here. The PD, he's still on the extended vacation on the busman's holiday. God only knows where he is. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line on a great Monday here at QAM. 560 WQAM. Tell it like it is, station. 4 hours a day, and the rest of the day we suck a lot of ass. See, that's the thing that really cracks me up, is people that have this big images, being really tell it like it is, and they're really gutsy and ballsy, and they're like a bunch of pussies, Oh, gee, somebody called me a name. Wow. God, let's go get the old crying towel. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. I still can't get over that Andy from the hockey game thing. What's that? What the hell was that?
I didn't hear anything.
That beep? You didn't hear it? Maybe the fax machine's starting to run out of paper again, huh? Make some funky sounds every now and then. Here's Parkland. Hello.
Welcome home. You sound energized.
Yes, I am.
While you were gone, God whacked Mario.
He what?
God whacked Mario. Puzo.
Oh, that's right. Oh, thank you so much for reminding me. There will be no Godfather 4 because Mario sleeps with the fishes. Thank you so much. I forgot about that.
But I understand that God said it wasn't personal. It was just business.
Just business. That's right.
By the way,
So thank you, God, for saving us from Leo. That's what we all say.
Oh! Yeah. By the way, the I'm a story is false. It was planted by this station after Westwood One decided to put the program with another station for more money in Boston. So Imus isn't going off the air in Boston. He's just changing stations.
Yeah, but it says his number dropped from a 10 share in the morning to a 4.6. Is that also incorrect?
I can't say that for sure, but I can tell you one thing for sure. Imus announced officially they're going in Miami, but what they didn't announce is that they're being canceled in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So that's the real story.
Well, they're going on Miami on that 1700 station that only Barry Jackass will be listening to.
Yeah, the trouble with the 1700 station is a lot of people's AM radios can't pick up 1700, so
right.
those ratings aren't.
Plus, who wants to turn their dial all the way to the end to hear a dead man in a chair?
Some people would, but
I'm telling you,
I'd rather hear Hank, and I'd rather hear. I guess in the morning, I still rather hear Rick and Suds.
Okay, God bless you, sir.
Bye bye.
I want to hear from Fred Imus. Come on, let's give Fred the show, huh?
Oh!
He's on there like 40% of the time anyway. 5670560. We got 600 open lines here on a Monday. What are we going to do about lunch? Let's get down to the important stuff, okay? We got the check-in here, thanks to our good close friend Sam, but you still can't rape us. Boy, those Venezuelans, man. Yeah. You know, he walks down the hall, brings me my check, which I appreciate very nice. That was a nice gesture on his part. He didn't have to do that. But then to come in here and want us to, drop the soap for him?
Rectum.
Forget it. Wasn't that good, you know. I don't think. So anyway, what are we going to do for lunch? Speaking of sausage, where can we get like a nice, you think maybe it's too late for Ponytail. I don't want to sit around and wait for him. He's
sure
slow.
Tony's has sausage.
Do they? I want some nice sausage. I'm in the mood. Of course, I just had a lot of sausage on vacation. I mean, in Cologne I'm talking about. See all these people in the audience, every time I say something like that, they start conjuring up all these things, probably some of which are true. 5670560, pound 560. On the AT&T line, 22 before noon at QAM. Hank Goldberg, I'm assuming from Shula Steak too. I'm assuming because we have no schedule here. Where's the nephew? Where's the assistant program director? Where's Clarence Darrow? Where's all these other people that are supposed to be filling the breach while our program director's on the last day of its vacation? I got no schedule over here. See, one thing, if Duff Lindsay were here today, I'd have a schedule. I wouldn't have to be saying, oh, there he is now. See that? Now that I'm bitching him out, now the nephew comes in here. Where's the schedule? What did he just say?
Duff's not here.
Oh, there's the assistant program director. See, you scream and yell, and he waltzes in there with the thing. While you're at it, by the way, fix the copying machine. I mean the fax. Thank you so much. Okay, so Clarence just came in here with a schedule. Let's see. We got Hank at Shula's as predicted today. Hank's going to butch up. No screening on the calls. I want to challenge Hank. All screenless today between 2 and 6. Let's have a real show today. No holds barred, okay? Kemba Bocamper, 6 o'clock tonight. Ed Kaplan with a gambling show at 10. There we go. Now we got the schedule. Now we can continue. So who the hell needs Duff, huh? 21 before noon at 560 WQM. Let me tell you, if there's one person that can come in here and tell somebody to get off your duff, I'm the guy.
I need some action.
And now, Dr. Jeremy Burnham with a dramatic reading of No Scrubs by TLC. Dr. Burnham?
A scrub is a guy that thinks he's fly, also known as a busta. Always talking about what he wants, just sits in his broke ass. So no, I don't want your number. No, I don't want to give you mine. And no, I don't want to meet you nowhere. No, I don't want none of your time, and no, I don't want no scrub.
No.
A scrub is a guy that can't get no love from me, hanging out the passenger side of his best friend's ride, trying to holla at me. No scrub. No scrub. No, no. No scrub. No, 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 no. No scrub. No, no. No.
Okay, it's 11:44 at 560 WQM. We were in Cologne, Germany one day. Did we see any Schwarzers there that one day? No, just a lot of real good-looking white people. But anyway, hippies head west to town where pot smokers go free. A town in Northern California is offering pot-smoking Americans the ultimate pipe dream. It's become the first place in the country to legalize cannabis and issues identity cards to users guaranteeing immunity from prosecution. The police chief in Arcata is not merely accepting the ID cards, he's issuing them, personally signing them, and even taking the photographs himself. The tree-hugging, tie-dyed community of 15,000 at the heart of California's marijuana-rich Emerald Triangle has delighted hippies everywhere by passing City Ordinance 1276, permitting cannabis use for medical purposes.
Oh!
Many ID card holders are genuinely suffering from chronic pain, cancer, multiple sclerosis, AIDS, and arthritis, but not surprisingly, the town has now experienced a sudden increase in people complaining of mysterious maladies. Everyone we try to arrest has a recommendation from Dr. Feelgood, admits Police Chief Mel Brown, 53, whose drug arrests have plummeted as a result. He shakes his head as he leaves the bedroom of marijuana card holder Jason Brown, filled with cannabis plants and a heaped pile of smokable pot. I used to leave places like that with plants and prisoners, he said, but now here, law enforcement is holding out the olive branch. To receive a stay-out-of-jail card, patients need a certificate from a friendly California doctor, and complaining of backache or stress may be all it takes. Lucy May Tuck got her doctor to certify that smoking marijuana was a good way to treat her hot flushes.
Oh!
And she ain't flushing it anymore. So we're going to be doing the show from Arcata, by the way. That's where we're going to have our temporary studios while they're finishing this 10-year construction project here at QAM. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. What am I going to do about my Publix where they used to have this really good bratwurst that they used to sell in the packages, and now they don't anymore? I think my Publix is slipping. I don't recognize any of the people in there anymore. Everybody's gone. The manager is gone. Frankie, he's disappeared. Andrew, you don't see him no more. Any of the people there at Publix, they're all gone except my Italian friend, my paisan. He's the only one left. Here's a mobile in Hollywood. Hello.
Yeah, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's about the German sausage.
Yeah.
Remember where Breeding Drugs was, north of Pembroke Road in Hollywood?
No.
Okay, just north of Pembroke, 2 blocks on your left.
Yeah.
There's the Old World Sausage Company. They make awesome bratwurst.
Really?
Yep.
Old World Sausage?
I think it's Old World, and then there's another one, 441, called European Sausage, but they're both in Hollywood.
441 and what?
Around Johnson Street.
And you're Johnson. Okay, got it.
And can I call somebody douchebag, please?
Yes, sir.
Barry L., you're a major.
Okay, thank you, pal. Okay, watch your meat. Okay, one call left on the board again. Come back from a great vacation, having a great time. We got 50,000 different things on the pot today, including smoking it. And these people, the same old tired stuff, just like in and out of that airport yesterday and watching all these geeks pretending to be driving on a highway. I could have written a short book just about the trip home from the airport yesterday. And actually, the inside the airport part was a piece of cake. No long line waiting to pay the thing to get out of there, the parking thing, zipped right out of there. But as soon as you leave that thing and get on 112, starting with all the traffic back up and the tolls and the whole deal, it's the end of the world. And there's our last call, just disappeared. So we made it almost 2 hours today. It's been really great being back. You want to ease back into it, after you've been away for a few days, having a good time. You don't want to try overdoing it. Oh, brother. I am telling you, this is just amazing, this place. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. And another thing that's fascinating to me is we got I don't know where this came from either, because it's not a new topic. I mean, they've been doing this heavy screening on this station for as long as I've been here, and I'm sure before that. But the one show where you can call in, and basically you're not going to get a third degree when you call in this show and talk about whatever the hell you want within reason, is this one, but they're calling here to complain about the ones that they can't do it on. That's the thing that I love. And I sit here tearing my guts out, tearing my brains out, puking my lungs out. Oh, speaking of puking your lungs out, saw 2 more great new episodes of the Tom Green Show on MTV yesterday, including the one where he gets himself drunk and pukes, just all over the place. Nice going, Tom. Yeah. Tom Green Show, that's where it's at on MTV. Although I do want to retract what I said about a Celebrity Deathmatch. That's a bad show. That's not a good show. It's a terrible show. Who the hell did they have on there yesterday? They had, I watched like 2 minutes of it, and it was pathetic, and he's gouging his brain. Oh, it was Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez. Pretty weak. But Tom Green for Vice President. Jesse the Body for President. Tom Green for VP. Here's a mobile in Kendall. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Neil, how you doing?
Okay.
Has anyone called you? I just got on the,
Has anyone called me? No.
Has anyone called you about this, caper going on TV right now with the rafters where they're following another boatload?
No.
It's on, I just left it, it's one of the network stations, and they got the news copters, and they got the Coast Guard running around in circles after them and all that.
On 6, I can't get that in here. I've only got the cable.
Oh, okay.
I mean, a small dish.
I think it's on NBC, but there's about 12 people in the raft.
Yeah.
And it has an outboard and the Coast Guard cutters. And they got that guy, the Brothers in the Rescue guy, had him on the phone being interviewed about it.
Well, when is this going to stop already?
It's not. But he claims that it's a ploy by Castro to bring the United States to the negotiating table to supply Cuba with newer boats and gasoline and stuff to keep the people from leaving the island.
With newer boats?
Yeah, for the Cuban
so they can come over here in style? I mean, what does that mean? Newer boats for what?
For the Coast Guard, the Cuban Coast Guard, to prevent these rafters from leaving the island.
And we're going to supply the Cuban Coast Guard with newer boats?
That's what he wants us to do. That's the reason that Castro is sending them all over.
Okay, tell him to take 2 and call us in the morning. Thanks for the bad news.
Thank you.
Thank you. More of the same old. Like I said, you can come back here 50,000 years from now, and there'll still be Rick Sanchez. They'll still be squatting over your ass, and they'll still be hyperventilating. And that idiot on Channel 4, Elliot Rodriguez, will be trying to tell the Coast Guard how to do their job. Like I said, don't worry about adding more tolls on the goddamn roads out there. Just stick a bunch of angry old Cubans out there in the middle of the road and say, we're not going to move until you vote for the penny sales tax. That's what you ought to do, Mayor Pinga. Just stick a bunch of disgruntled, one-dimensional people out there sitting in the goddamn road who have no respect and no consideration for anybody else that lives or has to drive in this town. Same old, tired, monotonous, repetitious swill. And where do you look other than this goddamn radio show? Where do you look? Do you find a newspaper that's got the cojones?
No.
Do you find anybody on TV that's got...
No.
To tackle this bullcrap, this insanity that goes on and never ever changes, where they keep shoveling crap down your throat, whether you like it or not. It's not bad enough it's 120 degrees in the shade. That's not bad enough. You get off the plane on a jetway yesterday at Miami International, I'm going to tell you, you are holishing. Even if you don't know what that means, you're like schwitzing. You're like ready to pass out. You're gasping for oxygen. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Back.
Thank you so much.
George did a pretty good job. His religious conversations were probably what you need to do to get a crowd back here. I mean, their phones were burning while he was talking religion.
Yeah.
You better, maybe if you want to get some callers, maybe try that a little while and just fake them out, get them in all on the line, and then hang up on them.
Uh-huh. Okay, like that? 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. You tell me the phones weren't smoking all week? Is that what you're just saying now?
Hot and cold.
Hot and cold, like now. Not this cold. 567-0560. Well, see, they're not terrified of you. They're just scared crapless. Because they're like most of the people that work on this radio station. They're a bunch of cowards. They're a bunch of pussies. They don't have the courage of their goddamn convictions, although they got probably plenty on their rap sheet. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT. So we got the old Heidelberg there. All I want is some good bratwurst like I got there in Cologne, Germany. And they give you that little brunchen, whatever the hell, what is that thing they call? Little roll. And they don't, if you're going to do it right, you don't put it on the roll. They give you on the, with napkins and a little mustard on the cardboard thing, and the roll is on the side, which you don't have to get. It's a few cents extra for that. A few extra of pfennig. And they're long, and they're delicious, and they're just great. Those bratwurst, the real thing, the Yemis. Oh, and by the way, you'd be pleased to know that we did go by on the train in Cologne, past the Bayer factory again. And they did have a special thing in the back there where they were selling lampshades. Old ones. Here's a mobile in Kendall. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Glad to hear you're back. George did a great job while you were gone.
That's what I hear. The verdict is George was sensational.
Oh,
so good, we might put him on again this week because I was having a great time.
He's always very good. But anyway, that earlier caller kind of stole my thunder, but I don't know if you were back yet when this thing happened. That they had like another boatload of Cubans and the boat, Coast Guard cutter, rammed the boat and all this stuff.
No, I wasn't back, but I read with great interest the two different approaches to it in the newspapers. About the one in the Herald, of course, panders as always and makes it seem that the Coast Guard was in the wrong and doesn't bother mentioning, of course, the fact that they were using evasive methods and rocking the boat all over the place and then collided with the Coast Guard cutter.
Right.
And the Sun Sentinel, on the other hand, has it like it really happened.
Well, you would have had a heart attack. It was Channel 7. Your friendly, whatever his name, Rick Snatches.
Rick Snatches, yeah.
Right. They cut into like a live spot, right, with the guy sitting there by the Coast Guard station, and these were his words, quote unquote. The police have now left because apparently there's not enough trouble here to keep 20 or 40 police cars in line. So apparently there isn't enough people enraged to make a difference. So basically, he was kind of like urging them.
Yeah, he was
to head out there.
He was trying to fan the flames of hysteria into yeah, right, like the Spanish radio stations.
Report the goddamn news and shut up, you retard.
Right, amen. God bless you, sir. Right.
Don't make the news.
I say put his ass in the same cell with Mayor Pinga. Put the two of them in there together.
They suck.
And tell them to squat on this. Thank you so much, sir. How do you like that? There's not enough cops over here to go. There's just not enough hysteria going on yet. So let's see if we can't get a bunch of you hysterical people down here and then make it worth their while. What a piece of crap he is. You can't complain about the media in this town because generally speaking, there isn't any. Just have a bunch of irresponsible hysteria fan burners is what we got. They're burning it, fanning the flames of crap. Like that Elliot Rodriguez and this new guy. Oh, this Ken Rosato. Why can't I turn off Channel 4? I can't stop watching it, and I hate it. Because the others are so, no, not because it's good, but because the other ones are so much worse. That is one hell of a condemnation of Channel 6, Channel 7, and Channel 10. Channel 4 is just, I mean, they can't even, their direction of the news is horrendous. The cameras are always looking in the wrong place. They can't get the stories on here. They're lost. That Angela Ray, if that thing gets any bigger, they're going to start confusing her with Enrique, that big thing on her puss. And the one on her face don't look too good either. God. But the other ones are so much worse. If we only had like a real newspaper and a real local station with real news on it, God, would we make some goddamn progress here.
Yes.
Is that going to happen anytime in our lifetime?
No.
Oh, so calm down. Calm down. Lunch will be here for my good friend. By the way, did you ever speak to a Brad from Tony's?
Yes, I did.
Now, he didn't want to talk to me that day on the turnpike, did he? Or maybe he forgot about it.
He didn't mention it.
Huh? Well, no, I didn't hear what he said. I mean, it's embarrassing. You've had that happen, where you kind of like drive away like a bat out of hell, as I'm wont to do, and I'm getting out of here every day. I want to get the hell out of here. I don't want to stop, and even though we do love Brad from Tony's, especially since they're bringing us free lunch today. That thing with Andy, though, that's just shocking. Shocking. 35 years old, fat, dead. And these people think it's a game. They think it's, oh yeah, that Neil, you sure a bellyache? So, well, stop eating then. Stop eating all the goddamn food. Stop eating all that goddamn ice cream over there in Amsterdam.
In his courtroom, everyone has the right to a fair trial. But if they're proven wrong, he has the right to make them get down. Judge James Brown.
Judge, this is case 101, the matter of Roth versus Jones.
Thank you, Mr. Hunter. Now then, Mr. Won't you be back the guy inside over to the hat? Well, tell me that.
Sure. Mr. Jones and I carpool to work occasionally. On the way to work, he put in a Ricky Martin cassette, then he just cranked up the volume on my cassette machine and pulled the knob off so I couldn't turn it down.
Ricky Martin?
No, Your Honor, I can't stand Ricky Martin.
Let me ask Mr. Jones here. What are you doing inside with Ricky Martin?
Well, Your Honor, the knob on the cassette machine came up by itself, so it really wasn't my fault.
What's your fault? It doesn't really matter than that.
Yes, Your Honor, because the defendant told me to, and he said just turn
that
the
Ricky Martin,
and I did. I turned it. No, you did.
I'll be like that in my car. God save you, say.
I apologize.
So you have not fools listening to Mary Martin in your car. You ought to be listening to Judge James Brown now with some soul. I'm saying to both of you to get on up there. Go.
Tune in tomorrow as the law gets down on you, Judge James Brown.
12:03 at 560 WQM. Hank from Shula's at 2 o'clock. Kim Camper at 6. Ed Kaplan for the Gambling Degenerates 10 o'clock tonight. Got the All-Star game tomorrow. Any interest in that? Here's the awarding of the thing that'll be on the ballot on Thursday, July 29th. Just keep one word in mind for this penny sales tax increase.
No.
This 1% increase in your sales tax in Dade County.
No.
Just keep that in mind
No.
over and over. No. It says, shall Miami-Dade County implement comprehensive transportation plan under Ordinance 19, whatever number this is, abolishing all tolls and toll booths on existing expressway system, expanding MetroRail by 8 new lines and 90 miles, adding, which I can't read this because it's a bad fact, something 15 million bus miles, reducing something in bus fares including free service to seniors, and building more than 1,000 new expressway and road lane miles by levying a 1% sales surtax on goods and services, accepting, among others, general groceries and medicine. Yes or no? It's a miracle I can read any of this because it's a bad fact. But nevertheless, there it is. And of course, just say
no.
Here's Miami Beach. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Neil, did you go to Amsterdam also when you were on your trip?
Sure did.
You did. Yeah, because I'm leaving next Thursday to both Amsterdam and Cologne. Funny enough.
Really?
Yeah.
You'll love it.
Oh, I know. I've been to both several times actually.
Now, do you go on a train to Cologne?
Yeah.
2 hours and 40 minutes. Piece of cake.
Piece of cake. Piece of cake. How's the weather over there?
The weather was perfect. It was like 75 in the day, 58 at night. Every day. It was just fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Rained one night. I just was coming in a hotel around midnight. Just started pouring, and it rained overnight, and then in the morning the sun was back out again.
Excellent.
Great.
Yeah, last time I went was in the fall, and it was pouring.
Yeah.
It was pretty nippy, but it was cool. It was cool. Okay, well, glad to hear you're back.
Have a great time, pal.
Thank you.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
It's guaranteed. You can't miss. By the way, we're at Schiphol Airport, getting ready to come back yesterday morning in Amsterdam. Or no, no, I wasn't in Schiphol. It was in, was it? Yes, it was. Getting ready to fly to London and then to get on Virgin, to get shagged on Virgin Atlantic. Thanks again, Richard, for my upgrade yesterday to upper class. That's the only way to fly at Virgin Atlantic is in upper class. Believe me when I tell you, you don't want that meal in the plastic in premium economy. Hate to tell you that, but I don't want to lead you down the garden path and then have you get angry and call me, a couple of months and say, oh, gee, we flew Virgin Atlantic on your recommendation and the premium economy really sucked. It did. But the upper class, I told you, they even have the young lady that comes and offers you a massage for free as part of your upper class thing. She'll massage it for you. And, of course, we both said
no.
Here's Kendall. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Hey, glad to hear you're back. I have a question for you. You can talk about anything, right?
Anything you like.
Anything
I like.
How come you can't talk about Arbitron?
Meaning what?
Meaning, I got some. I got two.
Great. Like I said, we love you very much.
But how come you can't talk about it?
Well, I mean, what is there to talk about? I talk about it all the time. When the ratings come out, I'm the only person in the market that talks about Arbitron.
But you usually cut people off when they want to talk.
Well, because they get real nervous. Like if somebody calls like you do and say, I've got diaries, and then you say, oh, well, you give them any kind of a influence. You know what I'm saying? The Arbitron people have a nervous breakdown, and they don't like that.
All right, so you're going to cut me off.
No.
Okay.
Well, that depends. What does that mean? Why would I cut you off if you've got diaries and you're going to put us down?
That's right.
See, there you go. Like I said, we never would cut you off.
All right.
You can talk as long as you want.
Have a nice day.
And have a nice life. I handled that beautifully, if I say so myself.
Yeah.
Thank you. 5670560. Yeah, we need to have a big-ass June. And by the way, the next book, the spring book that's, April, May, and June, that will be out on July 29th. Oh! What a coincidence. The same day that this bogus, and see, there's another thing about the election that's coming up with that penny sales tax. Is everybody in this audience confident that the results will be accurate?
No.
Like the first MetroRail thing back 20 years ago that the election was fixed. I'll say it again and again and again. That was a rigged election. And the fact that they're willing to do this thing now with the increased tolls and screw everybody up, and the mayor is being quoted on the TV news as saying, oh, well, Mayor Penis hopes that everybody's really fed up with this increased toll thing, so they'll vote yes for the sales tax to get the tolls off those four roads. And by the way, Dave Slater was right. It says abolishing all tolls and toll booths on existing expressway system. Well, see, that's very misleading to a lot of people because at the Golden Glades interchange is a thing called the Florida Turnpike, and also down there on Bird Road and down there in South Dade, which is a state road. And even though most of us would consider that to be part of the expressway system, is it included in this thing?
No.
Are those tolls going to vanish?
No.
No. So as usual, trying to do their best to mislead the public. They could have made it a lot simpler. They could have said they could have said what the hell they were. Or could have just said, like he suggested, on 4 county expressways. Did they do that?
No.
No, because they want to be as vague and ambiguous and pretend to be promising as much as they can for everybody so they can stick it deep in your rectum. You can say, oh, that felt so good again. Mayor Penis, let me say it for the 100th time today, you, sir, should be in jail. You have defrauded the people of Dade County. And don't give me a song and a dance about Miami-Dade County because all I did, like the other guy in the fax said, was incur a lot more expense. Can you think of any other county in America that's got a hyphenated name?
No.
Like Cook, Chicago County?
No.
Wayne, Detroit County?
No.
Suffolk, Boston County?
No.
Whatever the hell it is? No. Goddamn mother-scratching bunch of thieves you've got running this goddamn county. That's what you got. Fixed elections. You got a small handful of self-appointed people already loaded with rolling in money. They got money in there. Nikki Arison and all these other fakers and those bastards at the Herald who moved out to California, by the way, after they had raped this town for as much as they could possibly get out of it, the Knight Ridder people. And they left us with this phony baloney third world newspaper called the Herald that continues to pander to people who hate it like poison, who wouldn't even wipe their rectum with it or put it on the bottom of their goddamn bird cage. What am I getting excited about? First day back right out of the box, and I'm getting whipped up to a frenzy. Like something's going to change here?
No.
That sounds good.
Pierre is sick and needs help badly.
Capitol Records is proud to present the Elvis album everyone's been waiting for. It's Elvis in Seattle.
I don't mind stealing bread from the mouths of decadence. I'm getting hungry. Hey, Red, give me a cheeseburger, man, and see if the Colonel's got any leftover lasagna. I'm getting hungry.
That's right. The king of rock and roll is playing the Kingdom, and you've got a front row ticket.
Well, Jeremy spoke in class today.
Elvis covers all the great Seattle bands. Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, and the one that started it all, Nirvana.
Oh, man, I'm a lotto, my mosquito. my libido.
Elvis is wearing flannel and rocking Seattle. Only on Capitol Records and Tape.
Mashed SpaghettiOs, got some Cheetos, and some Fo-Hos, mashed potatoes.
Thank you very much. At 560 WQM, you're welcome. So we got a call from St. Louis. How would you already talk to this this guy last week? Hello?
Yes. Is your presence on broadcast.com mean that you're planning on going national?
No.
Okay.
We've been on there forever.
Okay. I was going to say, well, at least I'm a little bit relieved.
A little bit relieved from what? You're listening to it right now. Then what are you relieved about?
Well,
and George tells me you called him last week, so you must have been also listening last week. So you called him twice last week?
Well, I like to give a program a chance before I make a judgment.
So, no, give it a chance, and also call it from St. Louis on your dime?
Hey, it's only 4 cents a minute.
Yeah.
So.
So what's the point?
Well,
you're somewhat relieved that this program isn't going national. We get calls from people all over the world on the internet.
Well, you're definitely.
Definitely what?
Well, your anti-Christian views and everything.
My anti-religion views, not just Christians. Your anti-organized religion. It's a pile of crap. It's a bunch of propaganda. It's responsible for most of the ills and misery and suffering in the world today, and you know that as well as I do.
Well, if you're much more successful, it's time for Jared Falwell and Pat Robertson and Don Wildman to reach out and touch you.
Meaning what?
Meaning like try to get Mindspring to stop.
Oh, you know something? I hate to break the news to you, sir, my great right-wing friend, but they've been trying to do that for 15 years. And you know something? This program is still number one. It will be long after you're sitting there diddling with your computer, okay? Go diddle with your goddamn keyboard. Oh, yeah, Mr. Wildman and Mr. Falwell, and don't forget that goofball over there in Tampa, too, whatever the hell is his name, David Caton. Don't forget all of them, okay? Yeah, time for them to reach out because you don't understand, number one, what the First Amendment's all about, and number two, you can't stand the idea that anybody is on the air with a different opinion than that ditto crap that you're into. That's what that whole Rush Limbaugh thing was. Ditto, ditto, ditto. In other words, mindless assholes, automatons, whatever you say. I don't really have an opinion of my own. Just ditto, 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 whatever you say, because I'm a mindless idiot. Sir, don't waste your time calling me again, okay? Maybe George wanted to entertain and humor you a couple of times. Don't waste your time with me again, okay? I'd rather sit here picking my nose and come up with a hell of a lot better material than you got. Oh, it's time for Mr. Wildman and Mr. Falwell. Mr. Falwell, by the way, don't have time for this show. He's too busy with the purple tinky winky and with the Lilith fair. He's too busy worrying about important things like that and about those godless bastards at Disney. He's got his hands full. My good Christian friend. What have I always told you? As soon as they start telling you what good Christians they are, the more that means that they're into this right-wing psychosis, and they're going to try to censor you and stifle you and, blow up your abortion clinic or whatever else it is that they don't like. Thank God, sir, that you're in St. Louis, because in the middle of the summertime, like right about now, as hot and humid as it is right now, it's a picnic compared to where it is you are. St. Louis. A sewer, a toilet. You're in a perfect place, sir. Hell, you're living in it. Here's a mobile in West Palm Beach. Hello. Mobile in West Palm.
How you doing?
Okay, sir.
All right. Jesus Christ, it never ends. I've been chasing you down around the dial for like 1984, and all these people that whenever you go to a new channel or they discover you, they think this is some original argument that they've been making.
Yeah, right.
But anyway,
it's about time. He's going to be the whistleblower. He's going to expose this show to all these good right-wing, like they haven't been trying to get every goddamn show off the air, including this one, for 15, 20 years with no success, by the way.
Miss Thompson, that was a really good one.
Yeah.
But on the I-95 issue, Neil, not only did they have I-95 blocked off, they had the construction work, the parallel highway you would have to use in order to go ahead and get that on the...
Okay, well, listen, your phone... Yeah, okay, listen, get you a new phone and call me back, sir. I'm sorry, but your phone is deadly. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. I hate to do that, but you can't listen to it like that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Here's a mobile in Marco Island. Hello?
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Calling about that article you talked about, Arcata, the marijuana.
Right.
I've got a kid who goes to college out there. There's a college in town. And you're right on. Marijuana is free and easy out there.
How do you like that?
I love it.
Arcata, California. That's where everybody's moving to and get out of this hellhole.
Humboldt State College.
Right. Well,
so it's true, exactly what the article told you.
God bless you, sir.
Well, God bless you, Neil. And listen, Don't let those religious guys give you a hard time.
Screw them.
Just take it easy. You know how it is.
They're going to burn in hell anyway. Have a
Hey,
great
Neil,
day. Yes,
Neil,
sir.
one more comment.
In closing.
About the corruption in Miami.
Yes.
Where you got to Latin Americans, money and influence, you're going to have corruption. You know that.
Yeah. Amen.
Amen. Bye.
Okay, see you. So what's he trying to say, you know? As far as this marijuana stuff, it's not bad enough, this anti-organized religion stuff, but this marijuana stuff, that's got to stop right now, okay? Or I'm going to call up goddamn, what's his name on you? I'm going to call up Billy Graham. Don't say it again. Come on, don't do it.
Deliciously different marijuana.
You heathen bastards.
Different marijuana.
Yeah, maybe it's about time that Rush ought to take matters into his own hands. By the way, I hate to break the news to you, okay? He's as old as Methuselah now. His act is as stale as last year's Halava. Have somebody there in St. Louis interpret for you what Halava is, okay? My good Goyish, your friend. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, let's go dancing this weekend.
Yeah?
Just two guys rubbing belt buckles, you know, nothing gay.
Yeah, okay. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Here's Homestead. Hello.
Hey, Neil, how you doing? Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
The idea, these euros, are they all right?
The what?
The euros. You know, I've heard the term euros when they come over here.
They don't use euros. Euros are only on paper at this point. They're not using euros. All the countries still have their own currency.
Friendly people, though?
I beg your pardon?
Friendly though.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the currency. The European people?
Yeah, the people.
Of course they're friendly.
So, in other words, if you could go back and have another vacation and still keep the job, would you do it? Anyway, let me.
You're really asking me
No, in other words,
for an answer to that question? Well, it's like when I had the 7 months paid vacation 2 years ago, and people thought, "Oh, gee, he sure misses being on the air," and I thought, "Yeah."
Well, listen, ratings speak for themselves, right?
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Neil, I got a couple...
Are you going to keep making all these rhetorical comments? I mean, you keep asking me questions that you're answering yourself, but anyway.
Listen, I got a couple do you know Neil one-liners.
Okay, 567-0560. Oh, God. Oh, I'd rather talk to the guy from St. Louis again, and I'd rather be dead than talk to him again. Loser. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. See, you can say whatever the hell you want, but as soon as it starts to get boring, then you'll hear that dial tone real fast, real quick. Here's Delray Beach. Hello?
Hi, Neil.
Yes, sir.
You're the only gay man I love. Listen, I got to tell you about these sports holes, man. When you were gone, there was somebody called in about a game, get this, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
He wanted to correct one of the boys on the attendance record.
Oh.
Can you believe this?
Yes. That's this radio station. That's the problem with this radio station, sir, is that we got this station 20 hours a day appeals. They go out of their way to appeal to these no-life nerds. Instead of talking about this stuff that's like really controversial and it could really be interesting, they appeal to all these nerds with their trivia. We're bringing up names of, Napoleon Kaufman, for Christ's sake. Who the hell gives a crap?
All right, Neil, listen.
I'd rather hear about George S. Kaufman, and he's dead.
Neil.
Yes.
Take a deep breath, please. Listen, George did a great job last week.
Yeah.
I hate it when you go because, like I said, I love you. It's hard to work with.
Only one kiss per call, pal.
Yeah, George kicked ass, though, really. George
there you go.
And
see, what did I tell you? You know, he comes on the air. Nobody's going to sit down the first time or two and be an outstanding talk show host.
Yeah.
This takes a few times, you know.
Right. No, and in closing,
that's why he's going to be on tomorrow.
Can I call? Can I call somebody a douchebag?
And Wednesday, go ahead.
Dave and Bob, HH douchebags.
Okay.
Love you.
God bless you. And butch up. 567-0560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. By the way, does anybody believe in that Tom Cruise crap?
No.
No. Huh? Anybody believe that John Travolta stuff?
No.
So let's talk about the Church of Scientology. Oh, George is going to take care of that next time he's on. Never get your green card that way, mister. Here's West Palm Beach. Hello.
Yeah, Neil, how are you?
Pretty good, sir.
I was almost embarrassed to say I was from St. Louis, but fortunately my parents had the good common sense to move down here in the early 50s.
Good. What a hellhole, what a sweat box that place is, man. What a toilet.
Hey, as bad as it is down here, I guess it could be always worse somewhere else, right?
Could be St. Louis, that's right.
I want to make a comment. You were talking a few minutes ago about the tolls down in Miami, and I don't know if you've been down in Florida long enough to remember that when they first opened the Florida Turnpike, supposedly, for the first 5 or 7 years, it was going to be a toll road, then turn into a freeway.
Right.
Well, that never happened. In fact, nothing's ever gone away. It's just gotten higher and higher.
Yeah, the deal was that when they raised enough revenue to pay for the construction of it, that the tolls were going to be eliminated.
You got it. It reminds me a lot of the Lotto to a certain extent.
Right.
where's the money going, what's going on, and, how much is...
And isn't it interesting, by the way, that the state keeps coming up with all these new and different games, even though we didn't want to be on Powerball because we don't want to make too much money for the people here. But all these new and different games, the biggest sucker bet in the universe, which is the lottery, and the governor is, just loving that and sucking it up. But in the meantime, any other form of gambling is evil, and we're all going to burn in hell.
Oh, absolutely.
If you believe the governor and the Miami Herald and Bobby Butterworth.
Right. Neil, glad you're back. Can I call some of you douchebags?
Yes, sir.
All the corporate monkeys at Sound Advice, you guys are the bags of douche.
Okay.
Thanks, bye.
See ya. Maybe they're out sitting on the porch right now. It's a hot summer day. Isn't that where monkeys hang out? 5670560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. We're taking the show. We're moving it to goddamn Arcata, California is what we're doing. We're going to sit around smoking. I might even take it up myself. I don't have any particular ailment at the moment that I'm nursing, but I'll conjure one up, okay? Starting to get these real nasty headaches. That's right. We're all moving to Arcata. That would be a good place to hang out. Maybe that guy from St. Louis could join us there, too, get some good weed.
Anybody have a heart or a liver?
No.
Listen to me. This is Stan Feinstein for Sofa King, you understand? Where everything is held to the high Sofa King standards. The selection isn't just huge, it's Sofa King huge. Believe me, you'll never shop anywhere else. And Sofa King's prices aren't just low, they're Sofa King low. You'll never find them anywhere else. Listen to me. When I say Sofa King has a beautiful store, I mean Sofa King beautiful. When I say the staff is helpful, I mean Sofa King helpful. Listen to me. Get to know the Sofa King and enjoy a selection that's Sofa King huge, a staff that's Sofa King courteous, and prices that are Sofa King low. You'll never shop anywhere else. But don't take it from me. Take it from satisfied customer Frank N. Stein.
Sofa King good.
You said it, Frankie. Sofa King good.
12:30 at 560 WQAM. Happy Monday to you. Hey, we're having a great time, right? We don't give a crap. 5670560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. We got 200 or 300 open lines here for you between now and 2. We got that guy all whipped up into a frenzy. He's squeezing himself over there in St. Louis. Let's hear it.
Squirt.
Not too late. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
The bottom line is these guys, Christian when convenient. I listen to your show all the time, and George was talking about it last week. I've got one that works with me. It's only good when he can use it against a situation.
Right. They're just hate mongers disguising their hate as faith, as something that it's not.
Absolutely blows me away. Down there in the Banana Republic. I live in Fort Lauderdale. The bottom line, when I have to go to Dade County,
yeah.
I just get so burned up and pissed off about Dade County and the way they run the politics down there. It just absolutely blows me away. But it's going to be running up this way. Get the hell out of South Florida, I can tell you.
Well, what do you mean it's going to be? What does that mean? It's going to be running up this way.
The bottom line is the politicians just keep on. They're in cahoots with each other. You know, it's the same as.
You mean like that new shopping mall that Wayne's going to build across from the arena that we built for him in Sunrise?
There you go. Exactly right, sir. Bottom line is, it's just like the Christian.
Okay, 5670560. He said one time too many with an SH. 5670560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. We got Hank Goldberg at Shula's today at 2 o'clock. We got Kim Bokamper 6 tonight, and Ed Kaplan, if you're one of those GA people, 10 o'clock this evening. Keep you off the streets. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How you doing?
Okay, sir.
Did you read that article in Sunday's Herald about the collision with a Coast Guard cutter with the 12 refugees?
I read the first page in the Herald, and then I realized that it was totally tainted and twisted, and so then I read the accurate story in the Sun Sentinel, which more mirrored the story that I had seen on CNN.
Oh, I didn't see that, or I didn't read that, but they said the guy was swinging a machete at the Coast Guard cutters, trying to throw them life jackets. Aren't these people being arrested? Aren't they law enforcement officials on the water?
Yeah, exactly. They're supposed to be out there to intercept them, to save their lives if they're in peril, which they did save 11 of them, yes.
What happens if you swing a machete at a MetroRail cop?
You go to jail.
Exactly.
If you live that long.
Exactly. Hey, anyway, also, I got a beef with one of your sponsors.
Okay, well, call them up and tell them about it. 5670560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. Here's Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
How are you, sir?
Okay.
Listen, a couple of things. I've got lots of stuff, but I know I can't do all of these things.
Take your time. We're not like flooded with call here today. Take all the time you want. Take 2 or 3 hours.
Thanks very much. Number one, I was just recently in Chicago with my wife. We flew up and flew back from Chicago, and they have a new thing on the airlines now, and it's called lying, which is not new, but they lie to you about when they're leaving. Then you get on the plane.
Oh, by the way, Andy Rooney, who I usually can't stand, I saw his piece at the end of 60 Minutes last night about the airlines. Nice going, Andy.
Oh!
He said everything that all of us who fly commercial flights wanted to say. He said it all, and it was great.
I'm going to say one thing more about it. They put you on the plane and tell you they're going to leave. Then they taxi on out to their little takeoff spot.
Yeah.
And then you sit, and then the pilot gets on, and he mumbles like he's on Quaaludes, blah, 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 and he's saying this stuff about, well, we're waiting for the paperwork to be done. We're waiting for the tower to tell us. 10 minutes goes by.
Yeah.
20 minutes. 30. That's hot in this goddamn plane.
Yeah.
It's hot. 60 minutes.
Right.
An hour and a half. An hour and 50 minutes later, he said, well, we've finally been cleared to take off, and we're going to take off. That's the flight up to Chicago. Now, would you like to hear?
What airline was this?
It was on ATA. God bless them.
Oh.
They're the worst. I mean,
American Transair?
Right. They're the ones that go to Midway. Exactly.
Yeah.
They go to Midway. So
I'm surprised you're not traveling value jet these days. If you know.
You know, I don't want to travel value jet. That's American AIR now or something. Anyway, coming home, I called. They have in Chicago. They think a heat wave is like in the 90s. They don't know what heat is until they come down here.
Yeah.
But they have, for days, we have heat index warnings in Chicago. So I'm calling the airline to make sure they're going to leave on time. Sure, yeah, no problem. The plane comes in, no problem. Then, they tell us, make an announcement, we have two choices, ladies and gentlemen. Due to the heat and the runways at Midway, we either have to eliminate passengers, and there's a lot of them I would like to eliminate, but that's a whole different thing, or eliminate gas. So we're going to eliminate gas, and we're going to fly you to Lincoln, effing Nebraska.
Yeah.
And on the way to Fort Lauderdale. So I asked one of the people walking by, I said, why aren't they flying to Japan first? Why are they flying to Lincoln? Why aren't they flying to a place on the way home at least? So, sir, I don't know those answers. Then...
Now, this was also American Transair?
Absolutely correct.
Okay, well, listen, have a great day. No, see, I said I give them a lot of time, but it's a terminal. I mean, you want to fly Mickey Mouse Airlines. Even when you fly major airlines, you get all kinds of crap and they lie to you. And all the things Andy Rooney talked about last night, they keep doing, giving you misinformation and screwing you around. And, oh, thank you for flying so-and-so airlines. And then, of course, like he said, that's the only airlines that's going from wherever you're going to where you want to go at the time you want to go. They got you coming and going, baby. It's ridiculous. They all suck. It's just a question of which one sucks the least. Every one of them sucks. If you can name me one airline that you can say, oh, these people are really great, and they give you good food, and they give you, and like Andy Rooney said, forget the food. Just forget about it. Because for the most part, it's garbage. Why can't you just give somebody a sandwich, okay? If you want to give somebody something in a bag, give them a sandwich that's fresh. Give them a choice of 3 or 4 different things. That's it. Don't try to pretend to be some kind of gourmet restaurant, because you're not. But they all suck. We had, let's see, Alitalia in Milan. Going in on KLM, it sucked. Going out on Alitalia, it sucked. Virgin Air, like I said, Virgin Atlantic, pretty good. You had a great trip coming back. But if you're flying the upper class, it's very comfortable. You got just tons of room. You got your own little TV screen. You got all the amenities you could ever want. Even the food is pretty decent. But the thing is to be on the same plane and for not that much less, to be getting the inferior kind of service that you get in what they call premium economy, it should be unacceptable. But do you have a choice? No. Who ever heard of getting a roll in a plastic sack? Every single thing on that tray going over on premium economy was in a plastic sack. And you know what I thought? I thought this is a sack of is what it is. But thanks again for that upgrade, Richard.
Goddamn fucking idiot.
And now it's time for language lesson of the day. Repeat after me. Mi papá tiene problemas con su postrado. Por eso, mamá está furioso. Which means, my father's having problems with his prostate. That's why mom's so cranky. Hasta Winnebago.
Okay, 1242 at 560 WQAM.
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
5670560. A lot of calls on that Matt Manti thing, right?
No.
Nobody cares about that. I told you nobody gives a flying crap about the Marlins. But the fact is, I mean, talk about embarrassing. Giving away 20,000 pins with this one guy's picture on it, one of the most popular players on the team, and one of the only decent ones on this team, on a horseball team that they're begging people to try to come out and see. And on the same night that they're giving the pins away at that game, during the daytime, they trade his ass away. Nice going, Dave Dombrowski. Nice going there, John Henry. See, people thought that it was all Wayne, that as soon as Wayne got out of the picture, that something would change. Well, Wayne was just it was kind of like, Paxson and Clear Channel. Paxson are the ones that, like, deballed WIOD, and then Clear Channel came in and they killed it. They put in the final touches. Here's a mobile in Delray Beach. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. Hey, I just got back from your old neck of the woods. Was up in Kalamazoo and Lansing and Kentwater and all that last week.
Uh-huh.
I just want to say how refreshing it was to walk down the sidewalk in some of these hardware stores, and have the wheelbarrows and the lawnmowers and all that out front, not locked down or bolted down or chained down and all that.
Yeah.
Secondly...
well, I didn't see too many lawnmowers in Amsterdam, Cologne, or Milan, Italy, but we had a pretty good time nonetheless.
Yeah, I know. It's
Didn't see too many
nice
things
to,
bolted
be able
down,
to have those things out on display and not have bolted down and, or where the owners aren't worried about it getting carted away, But, secondly, how refreshing it was to travel down I-96 and I-94 like that and have people actually get out of your way as you're coming up on them.
Yeah, well, I mean, we're just restating the obvious. This is a rude place where everybody does their own thing and nobody gives a crap about anybody else, and it's not going to change.
Yeah, that is the bottom line. I wasn't
That is
aware
the
how,
only line, sir. That's what it's all about here. It's just a rude, indifferent, selfish place with all these different people with their own agendas.
Well, I wasn't aware how proud I am to be from that neck of the woods, but it's a nice change of pace.
That's a good place to be from.
For whatever reason, in the Montford lane there, they still get out of your way as you're coming up on them. But,
well, I'm sure we didn't have as good a time in Amsterdam, Milan, and Cologne as you did in Lansing, but Kalamazoo, but...
Well, admittingly, they are, it's some no-sticking towns up there or whatever, but it was just nice to be up there and, have that happen.
Okay, well, I'll see you in Okemos.
Hey, Neil.
Yeah.
Neil, I don't normally ask you this, but Jerry Tate is the epitome of douchebags.
Okay.
All right, buddy.
Did he ask? He wasn't taking any chances. Nice going, sir.
Oh!
Because I could have said no. 5670560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Here's a fax from Stephen Fort Myers who says, regarding that schmuck from St. Louis, he said, I heard that asshole from St. Louis called twice last week trying to admonish George for his God-bashing, and now he's called today in a feeble attempt to threaten you with damnation to the fiery pits of hell for your anti-religion views. Here's a question for numbnuts in St. Louis, says Steve. Why is he interfering with your show when the clown in a dress, the Pope, goes to Missouri and interferes with the decision of the state to save a convicted killer? Shouldn't the clown have met with the family to console them? Wouldn't that have been the Christian thing to do? Asked Stephen Fort Myers. Uh-huh. To which the answer is obviously yes, but since he don't give a crap about that, he's more interested in grandstanding and putting on a goddamn act, which, by the way, a very interesting letter to the editor in the International Herald Tribune, or was it in this Newsweek? I think it's in this Newsweek, which maybe I'll even open up and find it, about Mother Teresa, who was an invention of the Western media, and nobody could have given a crap less about in Calcutta or anywhere else in the world where people actually have a brain about what's really going on. Oh, geez, thank God I opened up the Newsweek again. And speaking of lunch, by the way, where the hell is it? Huh? I told you that Brad, he's not giving us any more lunches. He's pissed. But at any rate, in the same Newsweek that's got the thing on the cover, Is God Dead? This is the July 12th issue. I'm leafing through this thing on a plane, killing some time, and here's an article, and oh my God. The article is called Generation Enye. So I'll give you 75 guesses, and the first 74 don't count, as to whose picture is on the front. Don't we have that thing? What is that? What is that under? Oh, it's under...
Oh, no!
Bill Dreck, who it says is 31 years old. If he's 31, he must have lived the worst life of anybody I've ever known, okay? He could pass for 45 easy. Generation Enye, raised on rock and Ricky Martin, the Latin Generation X is cruising the American mainstream, rediscovering their roots and inventing new bicultural identity without losing anything in the translation. This is one of the most obnoxious articles you could possibly ever read, especially living here in the middle of this, and especially having experienced that out loud crap with Bill Tech on Whammy. That sure went over big, didn't it? Yeah. And to make it even worse, in part of this is like a section. Like pages and pages of the same swill. There's an article called The Legacy of Generation Enye by some bitch named, what is her name? Where the hell? Christy Halbegger. What kind of a name is that for some Juliet? Christy Halbegger. And she goes on about 20 years ago, some mainstream observers declared the 1980s the decade of the Hispanic. The Latino population was nearing 15 million. It has since doubled. And she goes on basically in a very arrogant and familiar-sounding way, telling us that America is going to be bilingual. Face it, whether you like it or not, America is going to be bilingual. Back in 1849, the California Constitution was written in both Spanish and English, and we're headed that way again, so says Christie. Are we headed that way again?
No.
No. I will, for one, she says, look forward to that pivotal moment in our history when all American men finally know how to dance. And she goes on and on, trying to be very cute, but really being very arrogant and obnoxious, telling us about what it's going to mean, and we better wake up and sniff the daffodils, etc., and so on. So forget about assimilation. Forget about the fact that we should be trying to get along. Basically, here we are, and if you don't like it, get out of our way, because we're taking over, is what she says. Kind of like expanding the whole Dade County philosophy over 50 states. Nice going there, Christy, bitch. 5670560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Here's a mobile in Davie. Hello.
Bill Drek and Todd Grant.
Okay, great. Woody, isn't that amazing? First day back from vacation right out of the box, and there he is with a real bad cell phone too. Sorry things aren't going good enough for you to get a real cell phone, Woody. Here's Hallandale. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
If God does exist and he loves everybody,
yeah,
why didn't he send someone throughout the world before communism to warn us about Nazism? Why didn't he send somebody to Yugoslavia to warn all those people?
He's busy worrying about ball games, sir. He's listening to the prayers of all those athletes.
I mean,
don't you understand, sir? He's got his priorities straightened out. All those U.S. women were praying for a goal there to break that goddamn scoreless deadlock this weekend. He said, well, I'll think about it. And then they had to wait for the shootout. I mean, just the whole concept of it is so ludicrous. Oh, well, he's a loving God, but of course we have cancer and tuberculosis and leprosy and 80 million other diseases and every kind of germ and virus and bacteria ever, etc. But he's a loving God, and therefore he don't bother stepping in. He don't interfere. Just keep praying, say a lot of prayers, but he don't answer them anyway. He don't interfere. Okay. 5670560, pound 560 on the mobile one line. Here's North Miami. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Neil.
Yes.
I just wanted to tell you that Governor Jeb Bush and his cabinet on June the 22nd
yes.
voted to
Why do I feel that I'm losing contact with the show now? Why do I feel at this moment?
voted to sharply limit casino cruises.
Yeah.
The ships can no longer dock.
Yeah, we already know that.
In
That's all
waters considered sovereign submerged land.
Right.
Butterworth says that allowing the boats to dock on publicly owned land puts us, Florida, in a partnership with casino gambling.
Right, and we certainly don't want any part of that.
No, we don't. So I just wanted to alert your listeners.
Thanks for the good news, sir. There we go again. Another step back into the Stone Age. Because we got a bunch of goody two-shoes up there running this entire state. And the rest of the people are all sitting around going, like that. I'm telling you, if that thing passes, if that penny sales tax passes in Dade County on July 29th, I'm going to be spitting blood. I promise you, I will spit blood right here on this counter the next day on July 30. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad you're back. I have to thank you. I just got back from Amsterdam.
Really?
It was the best vacation I ever took. It was just unbelievable.
How can you go wrong?
Oh, and the people. It's just amazing.
All friendly people smiling, laughing, having a great time.
And then reality check when you land in Miami Airport, let me tell you.
I know.
I think there's more people who speak English in Amsterdam than in Miami Airport.
I would buy that.
Amazing. And I was able to bring cheese in. I don't know, he said something about cheese. I bought tons of cheese in and I declared it. They had no problem with it.
Yeah. I told him if he didn't let me go through, I would cut the cheese. He said, okay, get out of here.
Anyway, speaking of airlines, I flew in with Martier and the flight was, so-so. no movies, no music on the flight.
It's a mixed bag. The thing with Martinair, I don't have to tell you, if you want to fly nonstop direct, they got you by the balls. Miami to Amsterdam, the only airline you can fly is Martinair. I did the Virgin Atlantic thing, which is okay, but you got to stop in London, then you got to get on KLM, and you got to potchkey around, and it's a pain in the ass.
Oh, the timing was great. It was
you got to scrape Austin Powers off the. What is it?
It was about 9.5 hours straight. It was great as far as that, but there was no music or no movies, and the food sucked, but the people are nice, so it's
now let me ask you, did you have the sea wolf or the sea bass?
No,
Glad you had a good time, pal. Dr. Bell, see ya. Why do I get the feeling that I wasn't communicating with him? You know what I'm talking about? I just had that feeling. 567-0560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. We got hour and 7 minutes to kill, about 400 open lines on here. Lunch just arrived. Thanks again, Brad, from Tony's. We love you. Just don't stop me on the goddamn turnpike anymore on the way home, okay? I'm a busy guy with dogs to feed. I don't have time to be potchking around. Here's a mobile in Fort Lauderdale. Hello.
Yo, what's going on?
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing pretty good. Hey, speaking of airlines, don't ever fly Spirit Airlines. Okay, I got back last night.
By the way, before you go on with your story, I got to tell you, and I'm not making this up, the name of an airline, you know how silly the British are?
Mm-hmm.
When we flew over and we get to London, and we're going to the KLM counter to get from London to Amsterdam.
Okay.
And we're looking at the various names of the airlines, you know. There's an airline, a British airline called Suckling Airlines. How do you like that? Oh, what airline do you fly? Suckling. Suckling freaking Airlines. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Unreal. But, yeah, I've flown some bad airlines in my time, but this one, I'll tell you, they put you in there like cattle, number one.
What was it?
Spirit. And number two, they get no respect for being such a little carrier because when you're trying to, like, land in Newark, they make you fly around up there for a good 45 minutes and let all the big guys win first. Then on the way back, same thing. It was terrible. I would rather pay an extra $100 next time because, it was so cheap. It was $163 round trip to New York. So we'd give it a shot, but never again. They give you a soda and a bag of goldfish.
Uh-huh.
So I'll tell you, it's basically the old saying, you get what you pay for.
Right. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to hear any more of that guy with his ATA story. My God, that was ponderous. What does he expect?
I should have known better. You get what you pay for. I just wanted to let you know. Don't ever to save a few bucks. Don't fly them. If there's no first class on there, I don't fly first class anyway. It's ridiculous what they charge. But,
yeah, you're right about that.
But just to tell you, don't ever fly there. It's ridiculous.
Okay, we got it down. Thanks a lot, pal.
Take it easy.
567-0560, pound 560 on the Mobile One line. Well, this is good. Thanks a lot, Brad, from Tony's, which is at 193rd Northwest 2nd Avenue. Am I right about that?
Yes, which is 441.
Like I said.
WQAM, Miami, Fort Lauderdale.
Don't you just hate people that use snappy openers for their show segments? Like that 1 to 2 hour.
Something bothering you, Mrs. Spock? May I say that I have not thoroughly enjoyed serving with humans. I find their illogic and foolish emotions a constant irritant. Unlike you, we humans are full of unpredictable emotions. Love, tenderness. Yes, don't be afraid. Here's my hand. Hold on. You are beautiful. More beautiful than any dream of beauty I've ever known. What is your point, Mr. Spock? Kiss me. You're out of your mind. Prospect appeared quite attractive to you a moment ago. You don't really want to hurt me, do you? Put that thing away. No, I don't think so. No, I can't. Listen quick. Convey me by Second Officer Spock. Possible we might have hit the wrong entry point. Yes. Very well, Captain. Try again. If it pleases you.
What are you waiting for? Hurry!
If you'll excuse the intrusion, Captain.
Bury the hatchet.
An appropriate choice of terms, Captain.
I feel so weak.
I'm glad this is over.
Harder.
Coming. Behaving disgracefully. I have eaten animal flesh and I've enjoyed it.
Believe me, Mr. Spock. It was painful. In more ways than one.
I don't know why I have not been infected.
Thank you, Mr. Spock. From both of us.
101 at 560 WQM. It's our big 1 to 2 hour. Look at that phone, baby. 2 lines lit up on air. It's pretty exciting, isn't it?
No.
567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. By the way, let's hear from somebody to call in and give us a great airline, huh? Is that going to happen sometime this year?
No.
No. Come on. Kiwanis. Kiwanis has an airline. What about the American Legion? Here's Miami Lakes. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
Just a quick question about that 1 penny tax bull crap.
Bull crap, yeah. Bullshit, yes.
Yes.
With the CH.
What is going to stop people from going over to Broward County and buying their...
Absolutely nothing, sir. They will, especially if they're like you were in North Dade and you wanted to go to whatever it was, like buy a major purchase that there might be a 1% would be a big significant
Well, 1.5
amount.
actually, because up in Broward you pay 6, not 6.5.
Right.
So, I mean, I heard the other day that they're going to put some type of measures to keep people from Dade County going over to Broward to buy.
Yeah, that big wall that they're putting up, yeah.
Probably they'll send the Coast Guard out there to hose us down.
There you go. or Mayor Pingo, one or the other.
Bye.
See you in Broward. Okay, 600 open lines, 567. Have we had a woman call today, by the way?
No.
Have we had one woman to welcome me back from my vacation and say, gee, it's great to have you back and we sure hope you had a great time? Have we had one?
No.
In 3 hours and 3 minutes now?
I had a lot of women last week.
Yeah.
On the air, too.
Oh, yeah? They don't call me. They're scared crapless of me. What a bunch of cowards. 56705. Well, George is more likable. You know, I'm just a miserable old piece of crap. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Hey, listen, I can go back on vacation tomorrow. There's planes leaving every day of the week. The big Virgin gets up there. We can shag it over there to wherever I'm going. No problem. I won't take it personal. As long as those checks keep coming, what do I give a crap? Who needs this? Here's a mobile in Naples. Hello.
Hey, Neil. How you doing?
Okay, sir.
Welcome back. As a matter of fact,
Sure.
this girl who called George last week, best caller of the week, he did a Phil Henry on her.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you heard about it. But
No, he was listening to it this morning and squeezing himself when he was listening to it.
Anyway, I'm going to miss you. I got
Don't have one woman call this show today. How do you like that for feeling like insufficient?
You'll get one.
I doubt it.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to miss you. I get my release papers from Florida September 1st. Do I get a big O for that?
Oh!
Thank you very much.
Even in the middle of my lunch, I gave you one. How do you like that?
35 years almost to the day that I came down here to school. And I guess I can pick you up on the internet once in a
Sure.
while anyway.
Just like that, you can go to St. Louis and hang out with that guy. He'll be listening every day.
Well, actually, I'm going to be starting out in Vegas. I got a brother out there. But
Great.
I don't know. I'm going to bum around Europe. I'm going to do some stuff.
Great.
Did you hear about that Ricky Martin fiasco in Tampa yesterday?
No.
The tickets went on sale for his concert, which takes place in October. They were camped out there for days. And, I mean...
oh, my God.
Oh, my God is right. And, you know, for a person without a voice, that's pretty amazing.
Oh.
Yeah.
In Tampa?
In Tampa. At the, what do they call it? The, where they play baseball?
Beats the hell out of me. I don't know.
We're the same thing. Anyway, you mentioned something about Mother Teresa a couple of minutes ago.
Right.
Some guy did this expose about 5 years ago, and it was titled Prayer, Not Care. In other words, that she was much more interested in saving the souls of these kids and feeding them. And it was an amazing piece, and I think a lot of people...
And she schlepped her whole life around the world preaching this Stone Age bull crap and encouraging people not to use birth control and not to use condoms. And God only knows how many people she's responsible for being dead today.
Oh, and all these kids in Calcutta in her shelters.
Right.
I mean, if they didn't, you know...
See, you know, when you get away from this country and you stop being brainwashed by the Western press and you start reading about, you know, the rest of the world, what they have to write, then you find out what people really think all over the real world.
Yeah, I guess
this
so.
is not.
So I read Hannibal over the weekend.
Yeah.
And I know you're not into fiction, but
No.
this Thomas Harris, he's an amazing writer. And I just hope they do make a picture out of it. I don't know if maybe somebody out there has some information whether you know, they've signed. I mean, they can't do it obviously without Hopkins and.
It puts the lotion in the basket.
Exactly. Okay, have a great time, pal.
Start out in Florence, by the way.
All right, good choice.
Okay.
Take
bye.
a lot of money.
Thanks.
Okay. Don't go to Milan. Let me tell you, it's even more expensive than Florence. It is a ripoff. Food was pretty good, but boy, talk about expensive. Woo! I mean, if you're a multi-millionaire, if you're like a real big mover and shaker, then go to Milan. Otherwise, forget it. 567-0560, pound 560 on the 8. What is with this Ricky Martin thing?
They love my yellow chin and my eyes so big and brown. They're falling at my feet now. We have to pull them down. I love the sweet sensation of strange hands on my thigh. It's like a new addiction. I feed on stage at night. Sometimes they take their clothes off and start dancing in the aisle.
All right.
But I know that I should make them stop, but it always makes me smile in my Puerto Rican style.
Oh.
Every day and night, I'm driving the women loca. I twist my hips and sway, driving the women loca. They scream, they cry, they swoon, and it's sweeter than on a roca. It's making me so rich, driving the women loca. Let's be my stars on Mocha. I'm buying a house in Boca.
Okay, what is this? Mayor Penis to hold a media availability regarding the toll increases on the county expressway in his office today at 1:30 this afternoon in about 23 minutes. A media availability, kind of like after the fact. Thank you, Mike. Mayor Pinga, he belongs in jail right now, right behind bars. Immediately, if not sooner. So anyway, in Europe, you mentioned Ricky Martin's name. You know what they all say? Medicone. I'm serious, even in Amsterdam, where they don't speak no Spanish at all. Medicone. Here's a lady in Miami. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Neil. I just wanted you to know that I'm happy that you're back, and I listen to your show every single day, and I love you.
Well, God bless you.
Bye, Neil.
Thank you so much, and have a nice life.
You too.
There you go. She cared enough to send her very best, which wasn't a lot, but that was thoughtful of her, huh? Women just don't want to communicate with me. You know, they like those macho guys like Ricky Martin. And you know Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys, you know what he said, don't you? He said, I'm not, yeah, but 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a mobile in Coral Gables. Hello.
Hi, Neil. How you doing?
Pretty good, sir.
Good. Could you keep the finger off of that goddamn beep? It nearly wrung my ear off my head. But you talking about airlines. You been Swiss Air?
Swiss Air, no.
Talk about first class there. I don't know. I haven't been in too many first classes. The Continental Airlines and United and Aeromexico is about all I've been on first class. But yeah, they bring out a la carte all your food there, and they stuff your brains out. If you were hungry for any amount of time there, you must have a tapeworm because they feed you like every 3 hours. Every 3 hours. Yeah. But yeah, it's a trip of a lifetime there.
So obviously you were in first class.
Yeah.
The only way to go. I mean, you let the schleppers stay in the back of the bus. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, I've flown coach through some Euro Air or something like that.
Yeah.
Air Europa, and that was worse than
I think they're connected with Suckling Airlines myself. Okay, well listen, I'm glad you had a good time on Swiss Air.
Were you fudge packing?
Yes.
A young man turned 28. He scored the sweetest bag, all gone the next day.
All right.
It's too many seats in your dime bag. Getting to the party 2 minutes too late. Isn't it the chronic?
Yes.
Don't you think? It's like when your glass bong breaks, it's a free bag. When you're already baked, it's a good weed that you just didn't take. Who would have thought you'd get it? Hot brownie that you already ate. A no donut sign, a law that you break. It's like 10,000 joints when all you need is a light. It's like having the feel of your dreams and then finding out you've got 10 to life.
And isn't it the chronic? Don't you think? A little too much chronic. Yeah, I really do think. It's like rain when you clap on break to breathe out. When you're already baked, good weed that you just didn't take. Who would have thought you'd get?
116 at 560 WQAM. Boy, this is great lunch today from Tony's. Nice going, Brad. And thank you so much for all the nice things you said about my car, and they're absolutely correct. Well, look who we have here. How are you? Hello?
Hello?
Yes?
Welcome home.
Happy Purim.
No, Tisha B'Av comes first.
Oh, is Tisha B'Av coming?
July 22nd.
All right, great.
Yeah. Tell me, when you were on your vacation,
Yes.
did you have any aches and pains
Only in the back of my neck. I had like a pain in the neck.
in the neck?
You know, and kind of like when your skin is like real sensitive in one spot to the touch, and then you keep touching it and aggravating and irritating it, and if you would just leave it alone, it wouldn't be. But other than that, no, I felt great.
Oh, that's good.
Why do you ask?
Well, because
Do I sound like I have aches and pains?
Well, because you get nervous and you upset yourself.
I upset myself when? On my vacation?
No.
Well, only when I come back.
When you come back.
Yeah, oh yeah, now I have aches and pains.
So you undo the good that you've done
That's right.
by going away.
Takes 10 days to for me to go away and get some energy, and then it takes me about an hour back here on the air to lose all of it.
Yeah. Tell me.
That's why I'm going back on vacation tomorrow.
How's your mother?
She's still the same.
And the doggies?
Dogs are great.
Oh, that's good.
They're very happy that we're back, but she did a great job this time. Didn't overfeed the little dog. Nice going, Ma. Don't do it again.
That's what you said to me last time.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I told her how to deal the right way with that little dog. You know what I told her?
Yeah. Don't take any bullshit from me.
And it worked out great. Have a great Tisha B'Av.
You too.
Take care of yourself.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, thanks for calling, lady. She's okay, so we're happy about that. We're very distraught about our good friend Andy from the hockey games who died at the age of 35. Whew, boy. Goes to show you, all these people that keep procrastinating, waiting all their lives, well, they're the ones that are saving for a rainy day. It's smart to save. That's, I can tell you that. That's good. But don't just save all of it away for the day that you're 90, because guess what? When you get to be 89 and a half, just when you think you're all ready to spend that money, too late. And why should you leave it for anybody else, you know? Oh, we got to leave our money for the kids. Why? Let the kids go out and make their own goddamn money. Just spend it. Just put it in the economy. Have yourself a good time. Here's Miami. Hello.
Hello, Neil.
Yes.
How you doing?
Great.
Hey, Neil. I know I've been catching your penny sales tax and all that garbage up and down and over. Did you see in the editorial today the Brickell Tunnel?
Yeah, I saw that in the Herald. Basically what they're saying is, the mayor's got enough in here to don't do the Brickell Tunnel, but everything else is great. So they're already telling us that they're going to come out and support this crap again.
Right. Well, it says at the very even without a tunnel, Miami would be a big winner with the tax.
Right. Exactly. So they're prepping us for the fact that they're going to come out and support this just like they did with MetroRail.
Yeah. They could just bend us
Sir,
over.
I'm going to tell you something, sir. There are a few nice people there, so I leave them out. I'll make a few exceptions to the Herald, but other than those few people, the rest of the people there, they should only croak a wicked death.
That's 2 or 3 people, I think, right?
1 or 2, yeah.
1 or 2. And in closing, have you ever seen Joe Carroyo and Alex Pingas in the same room with Ricky Martin?
Good point.
Grande maricones.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, this Ricky Martin thing, boy, I'm telling you, there's no accounting for taste. Couldn't sing his way out of a paper sack. Couldn't sing his way out of a goddamn foreskin. But all of a sudden he and of course, now see, at least Jennifer Lopez, I mean, everybody understands that. And I guess these chicks think he looks great too, huh? He looks okay. Especially with those silly leather pants on. Yeah. Looks like a chipmunk in heat. 567-0560, pound 560 on the 8. And Jennifer Lopez, to be honest with you, from the chin up, she don't look all that great. She plays a mean chin ball. From the chin down, she's pretty damn good. But from the chin up, I would say not too great. Number 1 masturbation video in the world, Jennifer Lopez. Huh? What's that? See, now, unlike, for example, like the Madonna song, what, you don't like the song?
Oh, which song? I was
Beautiful
thought you were talking about
Stranger.
the video. Yeah, that's all right.
That's a good song. And I hate Madonna. I haven't liked a song of hers since Borderline. I mean, you know how long ago that is? That's 100 years ago. I can't stand her. But that's a pretty good song, and it's enhanced by, now see, you don't like the video. I think the video is funny. That's because I got shagged by the Virgin. Seriously, he was right outside of the plane. We take a look at the plane sitting there at the gate in London at that horrible Heathrow Airport, which is just pathetic old crappy place. And here's Austin Powers right there on the side of the plane doing this one with his hands up like this on top of the head. That's my favorite. And the dead muskrat on his chest. That's not too bad. Maybe that's what happened to JP. Maybe a muskrat died on his chest. 56705. I guess we won't see him no more, huh? Won't see him now that Jason has spirited him away. I wonder what they're doing together today. Here's a lady in Cooper City. Hello.
Hi, welcome back. How are you?
Thank you so much.
Did you have a good time?
Great time.
Did you happen to tape Guiding Light while you were gone?
No.
Oh, so you don't
But
know?
you can sure update me.
Well, nothing really happened. I mean, it's been very, it's 2 weeks, and it's like, can you give me a story going on here? I mean, it's been very dragged out, this whole thing. Reva went to San Cristobal
right.
to, find out what horrible things she did. And
By the way, let me interrupt you. You know the young guy that played Zach on Guiding Light? Remember him, the angel?
Oh, yeah, that was a long time ago.
He's on, that was a couple of years ago when they had Jay and Zach on there, and I used to watch it. I used to sit real close to the screen every day.
Oh.
Zach, the kid that played him, he's on the show. What's the show that's on before Guiding Light, As the World Turns?
Yeah.
He's on there now.
Oh, well, I don't watch that. I have one soap that's Guiding Light, and I can miss it for months at a time. And
Don't miss
not
a thing. Yeah. It's like being out of this town for like weeks and months, and you come back, it's the same old crap.
Right. So you didn't miss anything. Basically, you'll be up to speed. Not much, went on. But I discovered something. Carmen Santos.
Yeah.
Was driving me crazy. I was looking at her, I said, I know who this is. I can't figure out. Do you remember on Miami Vice the two female cops?
I never watched Miami
Vice.
Vice.
She was a female cop. I just saw a rerun of Miami Vice, and I just said, that's her. She goes, Carmen Santos. She's a bitch.
I'll tell you one thing. A nice Midwestern town like Springfield, wherever that's supposed to be, Michigan or Illinois or wherever it allegedly is, and they got a Puerto Rican mafia family. Let's hear it for Springfield.
Oh! Anyways, that's all that's going on with that. I didn't know if you had caught yourself up on it. And about Matt Manti, I am very pissed off and fired up. I'm telling you that the Marlins PR machine would sponsor lead weight night on the Titanic.
Yeah, they really would.
I mean, it's a...
Which would be okay if they make Leo get on there,
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
Yeah.
Can I make a shameless request?
Don't forget, just say
no
to the penny sales tax and just say
no
to John Henry and the Marlins. Go ahead.
Motel 666.
Okay.
Bye.
Have a great day. Thank you so much. How do you like that? There's a nice young lady that actually...
Hi, I'm Tom Beelzebub from Motel 666, here to tell you about our Halloween special. If you're a Satan worshiper on a budget, why not stay at Motel 666 over Halloween night and take advantage of our special rates package? It includes a cold and uncomfortable room, plenty of floor space for ritual dancing, plus a TV set that gets the Regis and Kathy Lee show. There's even a hellhole behind the bed. And to top it off, the manager will come by with complimentary drinks. Just specify type A, type O, B, or AB. So bring the entire family to Motel 666 on Halloween, and we'll leave a burning goat out for you.
All right, 124-560, 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's another lady in Miami. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Neil. How are you?
Great.
I just want to tell you, I'm really glad you're back from Amsterdam. It's not the same when you're gone. And you're the man. Hey, listen, my husband and I just came back from Amsterdam, and we loved it, and I can't wait to go back.
Yeah.
People over in Europe are not near as
uptight
as they are here, not with their bodies, not with anything. They're just, I loved it. We both loved it. We can't wait to go back.
They know how to have a good time. They know what life is really all about. They just have their heads on straight, and they're not busy blowing it. I come back here, and I'm reading the newspapers, and I'm watching the news yesterday, and this is a shooting over here, and a stabbing. A guy stabs his wife twice out in the middle of the street. I mean, just in a few hours, I'm catching up on the news here. I mean, just a pile up of bodies in this town, and it never changes here. It's a slaughterhouse.
Yeah, it's a very, very nice atmosphere over in Amsterdam and in France. We went to France as well, and I was just really impressed with everyone, how unrestricted that they are and happy they seem, and everyone gets along so well. It's so harmonious, and you're right.
Even those constipated British were at the airport yesterday, and I was picking up some magazines to read on the plane, and I noticed they've got a sign there that says, tobacco products will not be sold to anyone under the age of 16. Can you imagine that here? 16. Here, if you're 16, you can buy a gun, but you can't buy a pack of cigarettes.
Well, all I can say is, welcome to Miami, Mon.
There you go. Thanks, sweetheart.
Bye, Neil.
Bye-bye. Oh, and by the way, this thing with this lawsuit again in Florida, as usual, against the tobacco companies, you know, this is the biggest goody two-shoes scam in the history of the human race. How many centuries have they had on a pack of cigarettes, you know, with the skull and the crossbones and the Surgeon General's determined this is going to kill you and all this other crap on here. And now, multi-billion-dollar lawsuits. It's the one like the one against General Motors, $4.9 billion. How about $4.9 trillion? I might as well. All these crazy jury people who are like all anti-everything, and so, you know, the sky's the limit. How about suing all the food processors for selling us food that's harmful to our health? With all the preservatives and all the cancer-causing crap in there. How about those lawsuits? When's that going to start? Probably soon, right?
Uh-huh.
As soon as the ambulance chasers get a hold of that crap. So call me un-American, if you will, but all these tobacco company lawsuits are a huge pile of crap. Oh, well, they were marketing a product to us and they didn't tell us. Yeah, right. Like, what kind of a rocket scientist do you have to be that smoking faggots is going to, like, ruin your lungs, huh? How many decades and decades did we see, like, what was his name? The guy that played Hamilton Berger on Perry Mason? Whatever the hell his name was. I'm dying of my lung cancer. Don't smoke. You know, that stuff. Which, by the way, you notice Joe DiMaggio, he couldn't do that. He was too good for that stuff. A little message you could have sent the kids there. Don't smoke those faggots because I had lung cancer, which is why I'm dying here only at the age of 110 or whatever it was. By the way, the oldest woman ever. It was in a picture of one of the tabloids I was reading on the plane yesterday. 122 years old, and the picture of her with a faggot in her hand. And a cigarette, too. Okay, 131 at 560 WQM. Yeah, he's another one, okay? Remember those Calvin Klein spots? They were outrageous. Outrageous. It was wrong. And then, of course, he's sticking a cigar in her rectum, whatever else he was doing with it, and in her and doing all these other things and getting blowjobs, which we don't care about. But nevertheless, don't be such a goddamn hypocrite, okay? But, you know, it's required of our politicians because that's
the American fucking way.
That's right. Have to say one thing and everybody knows you're lying about it, but you have to, you know, posture to everybody. Oh, cigarette companies, these people are butchers, they're murderers. No, they're not. They're manufacturing a product that everybody wants. That's bad for you. Just like the people that are making ice cream and the people that are making all this other stuff that all us fat people, like Andy, rest in peace, are killing ourselves with. See, again, it comes back to the whole American concept of nobody wants to take responsibility for their own actions anymore. Nobody's holding a gun to your head and making you go out and smoke cigarettes. Oh, but it's addictive. Yeah, so? They didn't tell you that in the first place? You weakling. Next thing you'll be telling us you're addicted to sugar. Like me. Haven't had no sugar today. Of course, it's only 1:30. 567-0560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. That thing with Andy, that should be a lesson to all of us, especially those of us who have lived longer. 35 years old. Dead. Quit choking yourselves with the fat. This lunch today, by the way, is a perfect Atkins lunch. Great lunch. This is the best Tony's ever had. I don't know what Brad did to this. He did something special in here today.
Squirt.
But God, is it good. Here's Hollywood. Hello.
Yeah, Neil, have
Yes,
you heard
sir.
about the new political regime in the state of Florida? The Southern Values Party or something like that?
Southern Values Party?
Yeah, it's a bunch of Republicans that are upset because they feel like they're being slighted. It's a bunch of rednecks.
Yeah.
And now they're starting their own party. They want to secede from the state and blah, blah, blah. They want to put church in the schools and, you know, all that good American horse crap. And,
Yeah.
well, that's all I wanted to say. Glad you're back, and I just want to call somebody a douchebag. Frankie over in Howdale at Walgreens, you're a big douchebag.
But we do love Walgreens, though.
That's true.
And have a great day. We hate Eckerd's. We love Walgreens, right?
Oh!
Yes. 567-0560. You know what that's all about? Of course, I don't like shopping in Eckerd's anyway because every transaction is a major project, and people with their coupons, it's just a hassle to shop there. But the Eckerd's thing goes back to Jack Eckerd, speaking of right-wing asshole politicians. And Jack Eckerd has long since, many years ago, sold out his interest. He has nothing to do with Eckerd's anymore, but we still hate them. It's just like Blockbuster. Remember that tearful thing when he lied to us and there was supposed to be Blockbuster Park and he was going to build a stadium and do all this other stuff. And then he tearfully divested all his interest in Blockbuster and had that press conference that day with the crocodile tears rolling down his pockmarked cheeks. And so even though Wayne has nothing to do with Jockbuster anymore, there's still many, many people who hate Blockbuster like poison because Wayne was associated with it. I wonder if it's going to be the same way about the Marlins, okay, especially after that Matt Manti deal the other day. After this John Henry turns out to be just another goddamn Wayne Hypinga in drag. That's what he is. In fact, I think it's Wayne with a wig.
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
Here's a mobile in Hollywood. Hello.
Hey, Neil.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
Great.
What a great segue, because that's just what I wanted to talk about real quick, and then I have a hockey trivia question for you. I just heard on the news on CNN that the Marlins just traded Alex Gonzalez and 3 of the young prospects they've been getting from their other trades to the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah, for a baseball card to Carl Yastrzemski, huh?
No, for 4 vials of Ted Williams sperm.
Uh-huh.
And John Henry announced that...
Okay, thank you. Vial was the word. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T wireless line. Here's a lady mobile in Coral Springs. Hello.
Hi, Neil.
Yes, ma'am.
How you doing?
Great.
It's the Dutch girl. Remember me from 5 years ago? I figured I'd call you again and say hi to you.
You're the what?
Have you figured out what SWIFT means already? Hello?
Have I figured out what
Have you figured out what SWIFT means?
Oh, I didn't hear what word you said.
SWIFT.
Swift? No. I'm not too swift.
Have you been to Holland recently?
I just came back.
You just came back?
Yes.
How was the weather?
It was beautiful. It was 75, 78 in the daytime, and it was like in the upper 50s at night.
Oh,
and it was great, very little rain. It was beautiful.
Wonderful. I'm glad you had a good time
It was
again.
like going to heaven.
I know. It's a wonderful place, isn't it?
It sure is.
That's good. What do you think about those tobacco companies?
Nobody got shot while I was over there. No
Nope.
stabbings, no murders, no mayhem, no bloodshed.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
It's a wonderful world. And nobody gets sued because you smoke.
Okay, sweetheart.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Nice talking to you.
Danke Bell.
Bye-bye.
I'll still believe, whatever that means. 5670560, pound 560 on the AT&T line. I think we're going to make it today.
Oh!
I think. I'm not positive, but I think we might make it until 2 o'clock. Hank will be here at 2. That's when we'll start screening the calls extensively. I still say screenless show on Hank's show today. I don't want to start interfering in anybody else's show, although I will anyway, since the callers are the one that brought that thing up, about the embarrassing, excessive screening that goes on this radio station. There's only, when I think of extensive, excessive screening of calls on any talk show, there's one word that immediately comes to mind. You know what that word is? Boring! That's the word that comes to mind immediately, if not much sooner. Let the people on there, okay? The good, the bad, and the ugly. Not just all these old fossils out there, these crotchety old fossils. What do you think about that Yankee Mets area? You know. Like the guy that called up that day to find out about how do you bet at the track. Jesus Christ. You talk about boring. I wanted to pull off to the side of the road and just hop in the goddamn, if I would have had a trunk in my car, which I don't, just hop in the trunk and close the lid and take a dirt nap. Or a trunk nap, or whatever you'd call it. God. Well, you bet exactas and you bet trifectas, and you put the horse on top or in between, and if the one makes a break at the start and the four, call up Fat Rich. I'll give you his beeper number, okay? You can discuss it with the fat man. Well, with another fat man that we don't have to listen to on the radio. Oh, I love those CDs. Here's a mobile in Miami. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Neil, how you doing?
Great.
First thing I wanted to say was thank you for saying something about the Tom Green show. I saw it for the first time yesterday.
Oh, so you saw the one where he puked his guts out?
Funny as heck. I couldn't believe it. And then on top of that, whoever his sidekick is, he's sitting there getting embarrassed because he interviewed his parents and asked him if he was a homo.
Yeah.
That was funny as heck.
And then the monkey, they kept putting the monkey's picture in there instead of the monkey that was drinking his own urine, yeah.
Oh, my God. It was hilarious. I couldn't believe it. Thanks for saying something about that show. I never would have known about it.
I stumbled on it by accident, like all the other good stuff. You just
Another thing I wanted to talk to you about, and I saw you a few times at the hockey games and stuff. I know you don't want to talk a lot of hockey and stuff, but...
Especially not in the middle of July, I probably wouldn't.
I know, but... Got to talk about something down here because all the other sports are boring, and at least hockey.
I must be crazy. I must be nuts.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you saw it, but supposedly the Panthers tried going after Kamensky, but they lost him, and now they want to go after Primo.
What do they want him for?
Well, because he's a big center and that he's actually a playmaker and he could set up maybe Pavel?
No.
That wouldn't be a nice fit here?
No. Yeah, he's all right. I would have rather had Valerie Kaminsky myself, but nevertheless.
Oh, well.
He's a great player. But see, the difference is Kaminsky, as you know, he's one of those moody Europeans.
Mm-hmm.
And when he decides to show up and play, he plays great. But then, a couple other nights, he takes the night off. He just goes through the motions.
Well, thank you very much, Neil, for talking to me. And if you don't mind, I would like to call my father a big douchebag. Hey,
Okay.
Barry over in Miami, you're a douchebag.
And have a great day.
You too.
Okay.
Bye.
And Ooga Booga. How's Ooga Booga doing, by the way? How's all these other people doing? How's Radio Waffin doing? Have Barry Jackass have another 75 parts of that series yet about Radio Waffin that's going to knock us into the 15th century? Barry, you're just a fat little turd burger, okay? And you and the Herald, it's like a marriage made in purgatory. It's a perfect fit. It's like a rubber glove of a proctologist deep inside your rectum, Barry. It's a perfect fit. Only the Herald would hire a little tubby misfit like you, pretending to know something, making mistake after mistake after mistake, and usually putting your mistakes on the front page of their paper. Nice go. Oh! Up the butt.
No matter how hard I try, can't find a reason to watch these TV shows. Each and every one blows. They have the same stupid punchlines and that same cheesy laugh track. They show them all season long. That's why I'm singing this song. Oh, these summer reruns really bite. Really bite, really bite, really bite. I feel something inside me say, let's rent a video today. No, these summer reruns really bite. Really bite, really bite, really bite. I feel something inside me say, let's rent a video today. Oh.
145 at 560 WQM. Little Boca Brian just walked in the door, and I was thinking to myself, it just goes to show you if you're in the right place at the right time, and if you're not, you're just screwed, I think he's every bit as funny as Austin Powers, as Michael Myers. Isn't that his name? Don't you? Yeah. The only difference is he don't have to try. He doesn't have to put on, like, fake teeth and, wigs and all the other bull crap, and rat's hair or whatever that thing is, muskrat thing on his chest. All he's got to do is show up and, give you that look and yeah, and there he is. And this other guy, and his picture, can you see? Even like if you were crashing on a plane, if the passengers looked outside the window and saw Boca Brian's picture there, they'd be laughing their ass off. What a way to go, huh? Look at that puss. Here's Miramar. Hello.
Neil.
Yes, sir.
I'm asking you more for information on this over here. Canelo sits on TV and he says
He sits on TV. Maybe that's why he's got bad roids.
he says that he has nothing to do with this increase in the tolls on these various.
Yeah, but of course he knew when they were coming, though. Don't you understand? It's not a question of whether he had anything to do with them, but they knew when they were coming, and so that's why a couple of weeks after this, in the middle of the summer when there's nobody here except the people who are getting pissed off on the highway, that's why they're conveniently holding this phantom election.
Okay, but the question is, who does in fact put these tolls up? How do in any business or any kind of anywhere, can you go ahead and mark up your progress 100% and expect to be in business?
I don't know. Well, first of all, it's not a business. It's it's a monkey business. They just go ahead and they impose it. I have no idea. Before I tried to drive home from the airport in the middle of it, I never heard of it. I have no idea where it came from. They keep talking about all these brochures they handed out. I never had one call from anybody about it or read one article about it. I read both newspapers every day. I watch the television news. I never heard a word about it.
I heard about it, but I think that the authority that raised it should be answering to somebody.
They should be in the cell right next to Mayor Pinga's where they ought to be. That's right.
I'll tell you, I live in Dade, and I'm out of there. This is unbelievable. And I live in a nice area, but it's It's just terrible what they're doing.
Well, before you fly out of there, be sure and vote on July 29th, whatever it is.
No.
About 10 times.
No.
Absolutely.
Okay, God bless you.
And my dead great-grandmother's going to vote on that day.
All right.
No.
Thanks, Neil.
Thank you. That's the Dade County effing way, baby. Make sure all your dead relatives vote too, just to be on the safe side. Because if it's even with about 10,000 votes, then they'll find a way to fix it, like they do all the other elections in Dade County, like the ones for mayor, by the way. We don't want to say there was any any dead people voting, any phony. How's Bert Hernandez doing, by the way? Good old Bert. 11 before 2 at 560 WQAM. Boy, I tell you, I feel so damn good after vacation. I should be taking, instead of 5 weeks a year, I should take about 15, God, would I be. No, seriously, I would do such great shows. Not too many of them, but man, would I feel great.